1990 they went to Crystal Palace, then of the top division, and lost 1-0. Palace went on to reach the final. 2003 they went to meet Dave Jones's Wolves at Molineux. Wolves went on to gain promotion to the Premier League that season, but here, Spotland 2018, they have a home draw, the one they really wanted against Tottenham. Alderweireld slips early on, he accidentally handles the ball as well, but there was an offside. But there we go. I mean, proof right at the start, Chris Sutton. 20 seconds in, I saw Kane slip in the warm-up. Alderweireld plants his right foot and down he goes.
And that was always the danger. I mean, the pitch has a look like it's a patchwork pitch, and in the warm-up, players aren't going flat out. They're not going 100%. In the game, it's different. You're 100%. There's an intensity, and it's a worrying sign.
Kieran Trippier wins an early tackle for Tottenham. Immediately passes a curling ball down the right-hand touchline, which Llorente will chase. The ball is played back here to Josh Lillis, Rochdale's keeper. Good right-footed clearance on him, straight down the middle of the pitch. Humphries flicks it on, trying to find Henderson. Juan Foyth, the 21-year-old Argentine, steps in for Tottenham, playing alongside Alderweireld at centre-back. And Trippier clears, the ball's blocked, and it goes out for a Tottenham throw. Michel Vorm in goal for Tottenham. Trippier, Alderweireld, Foyth and Rose, the back four. Winks and Wanyama in front of them. Sissoko, Son, Lucas Moura playing off Fernando Llorente up front. Tottenham fans are making a right old racket. Kieran Trippier's right next to them. Long throw downfield. Rochdale have the ball back. Harrison Maguire, one of their three centre-backs, gets in possession on the edge of his own penalty area. Long sleeve blue shirt, the floodlights are on. We've got a lovely view of the foothills of the southern Pennines away in the distance, between the gap in the stands, and Rochdale is starting to build a move through the middle here. It's Andy Cannon on the ball. Spots teammate out on the left-hand side. Matt Dunn on the nutmeg, crossing to the near post, and Foyth clears with his right foot. Lucas Moura gets his first touch, heads the ball forward, wriggles away, crosses the halfway line. Moura then with a little jink inside, 35 yards out, floats the ball towards Son. Son brings it down in the penalty area, tries to get the shot away, and Rochdale clear to the halfway line. Very open start, Chris Sutton.
Yeah, and Rochdale, Keith Hill saying that Rochdale like to get the ball down and play, and a confident start.
Oh, they've lost it. Callum Camp's in midfield. Son is tackled by Maguire, and the ball is cleared.
And that's the danger, isn't it? I suppose early on it's okay to play, but don't take risks. Don't let Tottenham get a foothold in this game and give them a cheap goal.
Give you the Rochdale team just as soon as I can. Try and tell you a little bit about them. We're going for an update in the Women's FA Cup. Plenty of games in that competition this afternoon. Joe Curry.
We're into extra time here. Manchester City 1, Birmingham 1 was the score at the end of normal time, but Birmingham will feel like they should have won it. Plenty of opportunities. Manchester City, the defending champions, have been woeful this afternoon. With 2 minutes into extra time, it's 1-1.
Thank you, Joe. Back to you for further developments. Kitching bringing the ball forward here for Rochdale. Surely tripped by Wanyama. Yes, he was. Rochdale win a free kick 30 yards from goal. FA Cup 5th round action live on BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC One. Remember, you can watch the pictures and listen to us this afternoon if that's what you want to do. Rochdale 0, Tottenham 0.
Yeah, it's an important set pieces that Rochdale get that delivery right. Centre halves have gone forward. It's a right footer. Looks like it's going to be whipped in. 30 yards out, level with the edge of the penalty area.
Tottenham defenders in their white shirts, dark blue shorts, white socks, lined up on the edge of their penalty area. Free kick for Rochdale in the early stages. Just rolled short here to Rafferty, the right back, floats it in towards Humphries, beyond offside. Humphries, and the flag was up for offside. That had a little whiff of Juventus's early free kick that found Higuain, who buried one in the bottom corner in terms of that floated ball. I look at your grimace already.
No. I know what you're saying. Now look, Rochdale trying to be inventive. Keith Hill, just over 500 games as Rochdale manager, and he's only 48.
Yeah, 2 promotions, he's won them from League 2, 2010, 2014. Rochdale putting the pressure on Tottenham. Alderweireld's had to knock it straight out of play. Cannon gets onto the ball from the throw-in. Tottenham win it back. Son's inside his own half, able to move away at speed down the left-hand side. Cannon tackles him, plays the ball in field to young Camps. Callum Camps, 22-year-old, one of these products of the Rochdale youth system. playing in central midfield. Maguire slips, and his crossfield ball goes straight out of play for a Tottenham throw.
It's good to see Rochdale start on the front foot and press Tottenham. They're not backing off. That's their best chance. This is their chance today here at a packed Spotland. Get the crowd up, get them behind them. Stay in the game.
Sitting bottom of League One at the moment, 11 points adrift of safety with plenty of games in hand. 5 wins in League One all season. Doncaster, Gillingham, Bristol Rovers, Peterborough and Northampton, the teams they've beaten. The first 4 of those teams they beat here. Son plays it back to Alderweireld, who's had a rather shaky start. 1 slip and 1 pass straight out of play. This is a better ball across to Foyth. Lucas Moura joined the dribbling, skips past 2 Rochdale players, slightly overruns it, but he was caught, and advantage was played. Tottenham get the free kick.
And he's looked really sharp, hasn't he? Just a couple of touches, but that run shows his confidence.
Trippier's ball into the penalty area. Llorente claims he was being pulled back as he went for the header. Headed away only as far as Danny Rose. Rose just takes a moment to compose himself and choose his pass, gives it to Winks. Son tries to take it on the turn. Jim McNulty comes sliding through, clears it, and it's out for a Tottenham throw on the right.
You think the space is out wide for Tottenham, really compact in that middle area. Rochdale, those 3 central midfielders, Cannon, Camps and Kitching, really tight in there. That's where Tottenham are going to get the space in the wide areas. Andy
Cannon, 21 years old. Callum Camps, 22 years old. Mark Kitching, 22 years old. Hamilton 3, Rangers 5. There's a full-time score in the Scottish Premiership this afternoon. I think after 27 minutes that was 3-2 Rangers. It's finished Hamilton 3, Rangers 5, which takes Rangers above Aberdeen on goal difference and into second spot in the Scottish Premiership. Celtic St Johnstone kicked off at 3 o'clock, and Roddy Forsyth is at that one for us. Harry Winks has a little slip on the halfway line, manages to retain possession. Low raking pass across the halfway line to Trippier in his bright orange boots, chips it forward. Easy header away for McNulty to the left-hand side. Ryan Delaney, an Irishman recently signed from Burton Albion, who's the left centre-back, clears with his left foot, intercepted by Wanyama. Wanyama's got time to pick a pass, little side-footed low ball to Trippier. Wanyama under pressure, loses it, gets it back, still going Wanyama. Plays it to Son. Son looking for the 1-2 with Llorente. Son just holds off the defender on the edge of the box. Step over, trying to line up that left-footed strike. And foot in, just nick the ball away from him. 1-2 this time with Danny Rose. Rose on the left-hand side. Deep cross to the far post. Matt Dunn is there to cover. And Dunn hoofs it away with the left foot. Much to the relief of the Rochdale fans. Foyth wins a header, nods it down, and Wanyama controls. Chris Sutton.
Yeah, Tottenham just stroking the ball about, getting a foothold, pushing Rochdale back, but you see that cross from Rose, that's where Spurs are going to get the space. 3 in midfield for Rochdale. They're going to have to work ever so hard with the system they're playing. 5 at the back, 3 in midfield, 2 up top. Spurs will get their width from their fullbacks, pushing right on.
Rochdale pressing successfully again. Foyth under pressure in the right back position. His clearance hits Ian Henderson and goes out for a throw-in to Tottenham. A welcome to all our listeners on the BBC World Service this afternoon, trying to paint you pictures here from Spotland in Rochdale. We're about 10 miles northeast of Manchester. Rochdale sitting bottom of League One at the moment, 63 places below Tottenham. Lucas Moura, the Brazilian, making his debut, trying to feed one through to Son. Off his line quickly is Josh Lillis, the Rochdale keeper, and gives it an almighty hoof downfield. And it goes out for a Tottenham throw, which Kieran Trippier gets ready to take. Now, Joe Curry's seen a goal in extra time in the FA Cup tie between Chelsea and Manchester City. Joe.
It's Birmingham 1, Manchester City 2. The defending champions taking the lead on 8 minutes into extra time. Georgia Stanway cutting inside the area and smashing home. Manchester City, they don't deserve the lead, but they've got one in extra time. It's Birmingham 1, Manchester City 2.
Thank you, Joe. Harry Winks just trying to find Son with the through ball. So Manchester City lead at Birmingham 2-1 in extra time. Goal kick for Rochdale. Just a chance to take a pause, take a breath here and give you the Rochdale team. Josh Lillis, the goalkeeper, son of Mark Lillis, who I remember sticking in my sticker books all those years ago as a former Huddersfield, Manchester City, Derby Scunthorpe player. Back 3, Harrison Maguire, Jim McNulty, the experienced 33-year-old, and Ryan Delaney at left centre-back. Stephen Humphreys just trying to get on the end of a ball for Rochdale on the edge of the Tottenham penalty area. Plays it back here to Rafferty, who's the right wing back. Cannon gets his cross in from the right hand side. Alderweireld clears. Humphreys gets his body in the way, goes down in the penalty area. Strong challenge from Rafferty on Rose, and he knocks the ball behind for a goal kick. So Joe Rafferty's the right wing back. Matt Dunn is the left wing back, who's played under Keith Hill here at Rochdale twice and also at Barnsley. Cannon, Camps and Kitching, which has a really nice ring to it in midfield. Stephen Humphreys, we've given plenty of mentions, and Ian Henderson, Chris Sutton, who started his career at Norwich and didn't quite make the grade there, but has scored plenty of goals here for Rochdale in recent seasons.
Yeah, and he's going to be the important player for Rochdale this afternoon. That experience, that player that they can play off the focal point. Interesting, Rochdale being brave, leaving 2 up. And they'll always have that option to go longer into the front man when it's on.
Camps will play the ball back into central defence here, and Maguire with his right foot goes for the sort of Alderweireld style diagonal, looking for the pace of Matt Dunn down the left-hand side. Slightly overhit and out for a throw into Tottenham in their right-back position. I can see one of the BBC cameramen moves in very closely behind Kieran Trippier here, as Chris was saying before the game. It's a really uniform ground, all 4 stands with roofs all packed, but very, very close to the action. Tunnel is very tight right beneath us. The dugout's right in front of us as well. As Lillis clears with his right foot, right down the middle of the pitch. Foyth stoops to head it away. Winks is there first for Tottenham. Ball just jumps up for him as he plays the pass to Trippier. Trippier to Moura, who's made a really good start, Lucas Moura, for Tottenham. And now Sissoko comes charging away down the right. Feeds Son. Son, 1-2 with Llorente. The ball bobbles away from Son. Just hit his right knee as he was trying to line up the shooting opportunity, and it goes behind for a goal kick.
What a lovely touch from Lucas Moura. Allowed Sissoko not to break stride down the right-hand side. It was a lovely spot. Pulled it back. Son into Llorente and then took a heavy touch, and the chance was gone.
Lillis again with the clearance, long clearance. Humphreys, big lad actually, Stephen Humphreys, on loan from Fulham, holds it up, lays it off to Rafferty, got time to pick his cross, swirls it into the back post. Kitching is stretching, knocked behind by Trippier for the corner. Rochdale has started really well. Rochdale 0, Spurs 0.
They started confidently, and Trippier did well. It's a really good ball into a dangerous area. And Trippier from just down the road here took no chances.
Fantastic atmosphere here inside the Crown Oil Arena, as it's officially known. Dunn's corner, headed away by Llorente, only as far as the edge of the area. Lucas Moura jumps the highest and nods it away for Tottenham. Not the biggest player either. Wanyama came sliding in from a long way out there on Dunn, and the ball eventually ends up in the arms of the Tottenham skipper this afternoon, Michel Vaughan. The Tottenham bench, by the way, Paulo Gazzaniga is the backup keeper, so Hugo Lloris hasn't made the trip today. Davinson Sanchez, Harry Kane, as Tottenham lose the ball, and Kitching brings it forward for Rochdale on the dribble, runs into the challenge of Juan Foyth, had a couple of options to his right as well, didn't play the pass.
Yeah, I think he took the wrong option, was confident enough to go alone. Foyth stood up well.
So Davinson Sanchez, Harry Kane, Eric Lamela, Eric Dyer, Dele Alli and Kyle Walker-Peters. So those getting a complete rest this afternoon. Serge Aurier and Ben Davies. Jan Vertonghen, Moussa Dembele after his stellar performance in midweek away in Turin. And Christian Eriksen exactly the same. Lucas Moura goes down, picks himself up, fouled this time, wins the free kick, wide on the right-hand side. For Tottenham. I think the Tottenham fans will really love the early look at Lucas Moura. I mean, the good thing in this first half as well, Chris, is they're right next to him as well. They've got a real close-up view of him. Yeah,
you can see close hand. His qualities, you could say, well, it's against a League One club, Rochdale, but he started with intent. Looks tremendously athletic, which we know he is, but some lovely little touches.
BBC Radio 5 Live. 14 minutes played in the first half. Excellent start to this FA Cup 5th round tie. Rochdale never been in the quarter-finals in their history. Their first ever home 5th round tie in their history. Tottenham the 8 times winners. Trippier, free kick from the right with pace, flicked on by Alderweireld, and just looped safely into the arms of the Rochdale keeper. Josh Lillis, clearance is blocked by Llorente. The clearance hits the post, wouldn't have counted. Madley blew the whistle. Well, that would have been a remarkable goal had it counted.
Well, I'd like to see it again, but I don't think you can do that these days. Lillis looking to get a quick kick out after he'd gathered the ball. and I think Llorente stuck his leg up, which you can't do.
Foot up, yeah.
Yeah, an easy decision.
Yeah.
Bobby Madley.
Yeah, just reminiscent of George Best and Gordon Banks all the years ago. The little cleverness from the forward, heading it out of the hands, this time blocking it with a foot. And Rochdale giving it a right good go at the moment, coming at Tottenham again. Camps spots done in space on the left-hand side. Sissoko's quickly across to try and cover that and close it down. Ball is played back to Delaney. And Kitching, who likes a dribble in midfield, not much of him, very tall and spindly, is Mark Kitching. They've worked it to the right, Rochdale. Here's Cannon, nice step over into the penalty area. Alderweireld slips on the ball. Cannon tries to get it back. Rochdale fans desperately appealing for a penalty, cross into the Tottenham penalty area. Alderweireld heads it away. Maguire is up to win a header. That looked like a little shove in the back of Cannon there, and then Trippier chests it down, and it's back in ball.
It's a couple of times, Ali, where Alderweireld just lost his footing again. I think it does touch his arm, but it's a very difficult one for the referee to give.
I think Rochdale were unlucky in the sense that Alderweireld fell on the ball and they couldn't take advantage of the slip, could they? So the fans were looking for the handball. But I think you're right. I think had he given that, tough call to give. Henderson, number 40 on his back for Rochdale. 4 goals in his last 4 games. Trying to be provider here. Floated ball to the far post. Rafferty nods it in. Scooped up in the air. Rafferty's underneath it again to the far post. Trippier heads it away. Camps nods it forward. Wanyama's there. Volley clearance is blocked. Handball on the edge of the area.
How can Bobby Madley give that one and not the earlier one with Alderweireld? There's nowhere to go, nowhere to move your arms in that situation. Let off for Spurs.
Oh, that's a strong challenge. Maguire comes sliding through on Winks. Winks is okay. I think he got some ball, Chris, to be fair to him. Yeah.
You just cannot tackle like that in this day and age. He's come off his feet there. The guy he's gone over the top of the ball. I think he has touched the top of the ball and then gone over and through. That's a poor challenge.
Harrison Maguire joined the club from Sheffield United. Just going to get a talking to from the referee there. I think he's made exactly that point to him.
Well, he should have been booked.
Yeah.
At least. I think you'd call that the old-fashioned marker.
It's Martin Keown calls it the reducer. Here's Danny Rose on the left-hand side for Tottenham. Plays it infield to Wanyama. Snapping at his heels is young Callum Camps. Played back to Juan Foyth. Very cool on the ball there under pressure. Wanyama again with Cannon behind him. Trying to hold him off. He's lost it. Cannon plays it through to Henderson. Henderson in the penalty area. Gets the shot away straight at Vorm. Great chance for Rochdale. It remains 0-0.
Do you know what? I think Henderson took the wrong option. It was Humphreys to his left-hand side. It would have been an on goal. Used his body. Got the shot off straight at Vorm. Tottenham just too complacent.
Tottenham coming forward quickly, intercepted by Maguire and hoofed out for a throw. Tottenham are under real pressure here, as they were against Newport in the 4th round in the original time. Let's not forget, in the 3rd round as well, I know they beat Wimbledon 3-0. They weren't all that clever in that game either. Harry Kane dug them out of a poor performance with a couple of goals in the second half in that one. They're definitely in a game here. Rochdale, bottom of League One, just 5 wins in the league all season, having a right good go at Tottenham. Rochdale 0. Tottenham 0. FA Cup 5th round. Full commentary tomorrow night on Wigan against Manchester City. That's also on BBC One. Ball bouncing, headed forward by Sissoko. Llorente tries to get a volley away. High foot again from Llorente. Catches Maguire in the face, and Rochdale get the free kick.
Maguire did really well. It was a little bit sloppy from the Rochdale back line. Quick throw, Sissoko in, headed it across the goal, trying to pick out Llorente. He was 6 yards out. Maguire tracked him well, got in front, did his job.
Results so far today: Norwich 1, Ipswich 1 in the Championship, Hamilton 3, Rangers 5 in the Scottish Premiership. We were hearing from Joe Curry that Manchester City's women are 2-1 up away at Birmingham in extra time in the Women's FA Cup. And Danny Rose is heading the ball forward to the halfway line for Tottenham here. Llorente. And there's a pull there on a Tottenham player in the centre circle. Free kick Tottenham.
I think that's a poor decision. He's played the advantage for Spurs, and a sloppy pass gave it away. He's just pulled it back. Bobby Madley.
Free kick Tottenham then, which Wanyama gets ready to take in the centre circle. And referee Bobby Madley is just having a little word here with Jim McNulty and Ian Henderson, who are just querying that decision. Ball is back just inside the Tottenham half. Alderweireld, who's on his way back from this hamstring problem. Didn't feature for Tottenham in Turin on Tuesday night. Gives it to Foyth, his centre-back partner. Nice turn from Foyth, forward to Son. Son tries to lay it off to Lucas Moura, but it wasn't really anywhere near him, so Rochdale get it back. Come back to their goalkeeper, Lillis. Long clearance, bounces inside the Tottenham half. Bounces again, Alderweireld chests it down and plays it back to Vorm. And Vorm very calmly just side foots one into the left-back position. And Alderweireld is there, playing it across the face of the Tottenham penalty area. Now Wanyama has been constantly put under pressure when he gets on the ball in the first half, gets his pass away. Here's Trippier, right hand side for Tottenham, gives it to Foyth, back to Wanyama.
Good pressing, really good pressing from Rochdale. They are in Tottenham's faces, not letting them make any easy passes, not letting them have it their own way.
Very good performance from Keith Hill's team so far. The Rochdale manager, who's been very relaxed. First person I saw actually when I arrived at the ground this afternoon, had a little chat with him. Stephen Humphreys, a little over-exuberant in the challenge on Danny Rose. Didn't get the ball, did get the man, and Tottenham get the free kick.
He's done all right, Humphreys. Target type, won a few headers up against Alderweireld.
Midway through the first half then, Rochdale 0, Tottenham 0. Playing for a place in the FA Cup quarter-finals and a tie away to Swansea or Sheffield Wednesday in the last eight. Last eight draw made last night. Manchester United will host Brighton. Leicester against Chelsea. Here's Son nodding the ball forward up to the edge of the Rochdale penalty area. Works it onto his left foot, hits the curler, well blocked at the near post and nodded behind for the Tottenham corner. Rochdale 0, Spurs 0.
Yeah, and I think a little bit naive from Mackay, going up, trying to challenge Llorente in the air. Llorente getting the better of him. Son driving into the box, but a good block.
Tottenham corner will be taken from the right by Trippier. Harry Winks hangs deep. Son starts to make a little run into the near post. Lucas Moura waits at the far post. Corner comes in, headed away by Camps. Rochdale fans applaud that. Winks nods it sideways to Trippier. Trippier's low cross bounces once and Alderweireld just spoons it out of play with a left-footed attempt. I mean, angle was very tight for him, got it all wrong, and it's a Rochdale goal kick.
Yeah, but he has looked decidedly rusty. Alderweireld defensively and then offensively, it's a really poor effort. I think Spurs, they know they're in a game, would have wanted to have it there all their own way. A couple of goals early on, as Chelsea did on Friday night in Crews, but Rochdale, to their credit, had the better chance.
Lillis clears with his right foot the goalkeeper. Wanyama's up high, unchallenged, heads it away. Awkward bouncing ball is dealt with by Delaney. Played on by Cannon to Henderson on the right-hand side. Henderson takes a touch, crosses blocked by Alderweireld. Hit him in the backside. It's the Rochdale fans again who go up for the penalty. I don't think that we're ever going to get that one. Rose plays it to Winks. Winks on the left-hand side will take Camps on. Camps just holds him there. Winks steps inside him, overruns it slightly, and Mark Kitching is in there to help out. Striding away, crosses the halfway line, walks into Rose and Wanyama. Rose gets the ball back for Tottenham, gives it to Son. Son comes sprinting forward. Rose tries to poke it through to Llorente, wouldn't run through it for him, and Lillis picks it up again.
Kitchen just dwelling on the ball a little bit too long. Looks a languid type of player. Get his pass off quicker.
He's a product of the Middlesbrough Academy as Mark Kitching. Vorm's clearance gets the cheers from the Rochdale fans because it wasn't the best one. Stephen Humphreys has it on the right-hand side. He's got three Tottenham players in front of him. Not too much support. He's done really well there to win the throw-in for Rochdale.
Yeah, he did used his body well down the right-hand side. No other option available, so won the throw-in.
Throw-in taken by Rafferty. Camps playing with a real flourish there. Rafferty's cross into the near post, headed away by Alderweireld. Camps, the ball just over the top of him. He headed it backwards. It's worked forwards to Cannon. Cannon is trying to turn Wanyama. Wanyama's got to be careful now inside the penalty area. Played back to Rafferty. Cross into the far post, headed away by Trippier. Rafferty gets there, nods another one in. Flag is up, and Michel Vaughan makes an easy catch.
Yeah, I think the linesman has flagged for a foul from Humphreys. I thought that should have been a free kick to Rochdale. Wanyama's just been lax on the ball, and Camps a couple of times now has nicked the ball off him.
Right, Wanyama's just got a little bit more time now as he comes striding through the Tottenham half, calls Llorente towards him. Llorente gets it, Son's onside, Son is through, shoots with his left foot, Lillis saves, rebound for Son, the keeper goes down, here's Wanyama on the turn, plays it back to Llorente, Llorente onto his left foot, goes for the near post, drags it wide.
Well, what a chance that was for Spurs. And you always thought this game, Josh Lillis is going to have to make saves, and he makes a terrific save down to his left-hand side. Son in one-on-one, and Son got the rebound, took his time, popped it back to Llorente. He dwelt on the ball a little bit, shift onto his left foot, should have scored, and hit it past that left-hand post.
Been a pulsating first half so far. FA Cup 5th round here on BBC Radio 5 Live. You can listen to us, of course, through the BBC Sport website and the BBC Sport app as well. As Henderson goes tumbling over, BBC World Service tuning into our commentary this afternoon. It's on BBC One television. And as I've been saying, you can watch the pictures and listen to us if that's what you want to do. As Danny Rose clips one forward with his left foot, headed away and then sliced out of play by Rafferty for a Tottenham throw on the left.
Rochdale wanted the offside. Llorente had made the move early. He held the line.
Rose gets ready to take the throw. Wanyama's an option to his side. He doesn't really feel anyone's making a move for him. Llorente now coming towards him. Son goes running to his left. He looks for Son. Son volleys it back to Rose, who brings it down on his thigh. Plays it to Winks. Winks in a very tight space knocks the ball into the legs of Andy Cannon. And the ball goes off them and out for a Tottenham throw. Long one from Rose towards Wanyama. Quickly ships that on to Foyth. Foyth to Lucas Moura. He's got real speed. Comes zipping across here. Jim McNulty goes sliding in to try and win the ball. Didn't need to. He misses it. And it ends up in the arms of his keeper, Josh Lillis. So Rochdale 0, Tottenham 0. Tomorrow night is Wigan, Manchester City in the FA Cup 5th round. Tuesday night, we've got Chelsea, Barcelona in the first leg of the last 16 Champions League tie. Wednesday night, we're in Sevilla. Of course, Sevilla against Manchester United. Huge roar from the Rochdale fans again. Wanyama's not had the best of first halves, trying to head back to his goalkeeper Vaughan, went too wide of him and has conceded a corner. Chris Sutton.
I think that's putting it mildly. He has had a stinker there. When a player of his quality should really be making that header with ease, just off the pace.
Joe Rafferty, number 2 on his back, just wipes the sweat from his brow. Deep breaths before taking this corner. An away swinger, Sissoko with the header away. Lovely first time ball finds Rafferty, killed that stone dead, then looks for Cannon down the line. Cannon and Winks go for the same ball, and the assistant referee decides that is a goal kick for Tottenham.
I think it was the correct decision. It was a terrific pass out to the right-hand side.
Tottenham go quickly with it and play it short to Vaughan. Vaughan gets it back from Foyth. The two centre-backs have split the pitch for Tottenham and made it wide. Alderweireld gets on the ball. Henderson comes scuttling across the edge of the Tottenham penalty area just to get in Foyth's face as he plays it back to Vaughan again. Vaughan to Alderweireld on the left-hand side. Up towards Son. Son takes a touch and turns away from Maguire. Sissoko's popped up on the left now for Tottenham. Feeds it to Llorente. Llorente turns, gives it to Son. Son slips. Lovely diagonal to Trippier. If he can catch it, crossing right across the face of goal. Llorente picks it up, plays the ball back to Lucas Moura. He's on the turn in the penalty area, shoots just wide. Rising shot. Goes flying into the sandy lane end amongst all those Rochdale fans.
Yeah, and Son, what a terrific crossfield ball that was. All of 40-50 yards on a plate for Trippier near the byline, and he pulls it across. No takers as it's popped back into the box. Not far away, Moura. Looks really sharp, doesn't he, on the turn?
Yeah, very Very speedy. Let's check on the ladies in the Aviva Premiership. Wasp playing Exeter this afternoon. Here's James Burridge.
18 minutes gone in the second half, Ali. Wasp leading by 10 points to 0. Jimmy Gopperth has just knocked over a penalty inside the 22. He's moved to fly half because Danny Cipriani is off. It looks as if he's damaged his right Achilles about 5 minutes or so ago. So Gopperth now kind of orchestrating everything from 10. Exeter still in it though. The breakdown is fascinating. Neither side on top. Plenty still to go in this match. 20 minutes to go. Wasp lead by 10 points to 0.
Thank you, James. Rochdale 0, Tottenham 0. And my stopwatch just ticks over to the half-hour mark in the first half. Lillis with the save from Son. Before that, Ian Henderson with a really good chance for Rochdale. He's the man you want the chances to fall to. Llorente nods it down to Son, and Son overhits the pass, looking for the return ball to Llorente.
He's been good, Son has it. Started out on this left-hand side, but he drifts inside when balls go into Llorente. He's the one on the move.
Camps forward to Cannon. Camps, Cannon and Kitching. And very, very impressive in this Rochdale midfield so far this afternoon. They've worked it to the left-hand side now, and Delaney chips one down the touchline. Matty Dunn was coming towards him, and the ball's gone straight out of play for a Tottenham throw.
I think that we're just over 30 minutes into it, and why I'm sitting here scratching my head and thinking, how are Rochdale bottom of League One?
Interesting though, Chris, because hearing from Keith Hill and the chairman Chris Dunphy before the game, I mean, a real confidence from them both that they will get out of trouble. Camps into the area. Oh, Henderson sliced it. It wouldn't quite come down for him quick enough, and the ball actually almost might be kept in play at will by Rafferty. Rafferty scoops the ball into Rose and wins a throw. Another decent chance for Rochdale.
If you wanted that chance to fall to anybody, it would have been Ian Henderson. He just snatched at it, sliced it, got it all wrong, but to Rafferty's credit, on the throw-in.
Taking that throw, here's Rafferty again. Rafferty now in his 6th season at Rochdale. He was with Liverpool as a lad, having been born in the city, captained Liverpool's under-18s before leaving the club 2012 and coming to Rochdale. Maguire headed the Tottenham area, left-footed cross. Lucas Moura will let that go over his head, and he'll do that safely because it's going to go out for a goal kick to Tottenham. So we've got 13 minutes remaining in the first half. Rochdale 0, Tottenham 0, and Rochdale have put Tottenham under real pressure when they've been on the ball inside their own half. Couple of decent chances. Tottenham have looked threatening, particularly through Son as well. And here's Danny Rose now bringing it forward, tugged to the ground by Stephen.
I think that's a foul. I mean, we're extremely close to that. Humphreys on Rose. I think Keith Hill, he's been upset with one or two of the decisions. The Premier League side.
A few players.
Yeah, a few their way.
Yeah, have been slipping around as well on this newly laid surface. We think it'd have cost around £500,000 to the club, although the chairman Chris Dunphy wouldn't reveal the figure in the build-up to the game, but he's been very clear as well, talking about this pitch, that it's all about Rochdale trying to stay in League One and having a surface to do that, as well as the big glamour cup tie this afternoon against Tottenham. Some story it would be if Rochdale, bottom of League One, can knock out Tottenham, who've recently beaten Manchester United and Arsenal, drawn at Liverpool, and come back from 2 down against Juventus. Winks towards Llorente, turns it round the corner. Important interception for Rochdale is made by Delaney. Rose on the left-hand side, plays it back to Sissoko, just outside the area. 1-2 with Winks. Sissoko can't get there. Cleared up to the halfway line. Alderweireld chests it down, side foots it on the volley to Wanyama. Wanyama's a long way out, middle of the Rochdale half, gives it to Son and gets it back. Danny Rose just moving into space on the left-hand side. A couple of touches from Rose, low cross into the near post, cleared away by Maguire. Up that right-hand touchline, Henderson can't keep it in, and Tottenham get a throw. Rochdale 0, Spurs 0. Tottenham trying to steal a few yards there, and Danny Rose knows he's been busted, gives the referee a thumbs up. By the way, little word on the pitch. I'll bring you that in a second, actually, because Wanyama's just moving into a shooting opportunity, possibly for Tottenham. Instead, he passes to Lucas Moura, onto Sissoko. Wanyama plays it back to Foyth. Ball is just cleared up in the air. Llorente wins the header. Wanyama's there. Nods it sideways. Henderson's looking to get onto that loose ball. Sissoko just beats him to it. Henderson battles away, and it eventually goes out for a throw-in to Tottenham on the right-hand side. Latest in the Women's FA Cup, Birmingham, Manchester City. Joe Curry.
Birmingham 1, Manchester City 3. Claire Emsley looks like she sealed it in the dying seconds with a beautiful curling effort into the top right-hand corner. Into injury time of added time. It's Birmingham 1, Manchester City 3.
Thank you, Joe. Lucas Moura just bursting into the Rochdale penalty area on the right-hand side. Well blocked. Tottenham get the corner.
It was, but Keith Hill will be furious. That was from a throw-in, just a simple throw-in down the side of the Rochdale defence, and Lucas Moura, it's got blistering pace, gets to the byline, but well defended from Rochdale.
Very impressive first start by Lucas Moura so far, as settled in what you might feel, having been recently playing for PSG, is an alien environment, I think you could describe it as.
From Paris to Rochdale.
Exactly. And here's Trippier with the corner for Tottenham. Son again makes that run to the near post, goes over his head. Stephen Humphreys heads it away, up in the air. Danny Rose battling for it, and Danny Rose had a handful of Cannon's shirt, so the free kick goes against him. Full time now, that, by the way. Birmingham 1, Manchester City 3. So Manchester City win the tie. Hamilton 3, Rangers 5. Norwich 1, Ipswich 1. Results from earlier on today. Leeds against Bristol City in the Championship has just kicked off, and Celtic St Johnstone latest from Roddy Forsyth.
Well, we're almost in the last 10 minutes. Celtic have made changes in an attempt to snatch the points here. Dembele and Tierney coming on, but essentially this is a squad effort at the moment, though. St Johnstone not able to make a dent in it. Celtic 0, St Johnstone 0, 10 to go.
Lucas Moura again with speed, just knocks the ball into Delaney, and Dunn is back there for Rochdale, clears on the turn with his left foot, out for a Tottenham throw. 9 minutes remaining in what's been a really exciting first half so far. Trippier chips a little ball down the right for Son. Son collects it down by the byline, gives it back to Trippier. He's got time here, cross in towards Lucas Moura, who jumps and is beaten in the air. Danny Rose comes sprinting across to try and get that loose ball for Tottenham, cleared away by Rafferty. Alderweireld's got to be careful. I'm not sure he knew Henderson was there, but he's got his pass back to Michel Vorm. Vorm clears with his right foot. Rose knocks the ball down infield, and Sissoko is clambering all over the back of Andy Cannon. Rochdale get the free kick.
Yeah, I'll tell you who's impressed me. Callum Camps back there defending across on his own 6-yard line. He's been terrific for Rochdale.
Rochdale go quickly with the free kick. Stephen Humphreys, couple of step overs. In front of him is Son and Wanyama. He can't beat them both. Rose clears with his left foot up towards Llorente. Maguire's got a good handful of Llorente, and this time Tottenham get the free kick. And Chris, you've been a centre-back and a centre-forward, so is that the right decision or not?
Yeah, I think so. Llorente backing in, holding his ground, trying to hold the ball in. Mackay just a little bit too rough there.
Danny Rose gets the ball from Alderweireld. Wanyama's under pressure. He's dealt with that much better than he has for most of this first half. Gives it to Sissoko. Sissoko looked a little bit panicky there, so quickly gives it back to Rose inside his own half. Rose goes with the longer ball over the top, but winks to chase Lillis out to the edge of his area, and the ball just bounces into his arms. Rolls it out to Maguire. Son now putting the pressure on Lillis. Lillis clears with his right foot up towards the halfway line. Rochdale get themselves a free kick. Dunn going over the back of Lucas Moura, and Bobby Madley decides that, well, the Brazilian just stood there, didn't make an attempt to play the ball, so Rochdale get the free kick. That's floated to the right towards Rafferty. I'm sure he was really expecting that, but he dealt with it pretty well. Chested it down, plays it to Cannon on the right-hand side. Cannon will run at Alderweireld. Good ball in to the far post, nodded away. Here's Lucas Moura back to Trippier. Trippier up the middle of the pitch to Callum Camps. Camps through the middle, the Henderson stretches. Tough one to control that. Comes off his right boot and out for the goal kick to Tottenham.
There's twice Kieran Trippier in this first half has been in really good positions. Made a couple of timely headed clearances as it popped out. Henderson, good run, just peeling in behind the Tottenham defence, not getting hold of it.
11 changes made by Maurizio Pochettino today. Dele Alli and Harry Kane, we've seen them both up and out. In fact, there they are away to our left-hand side. bathing in the glow of the floodlights in the tight-fitting dark blue Tottenham tracksuits, just going through the warm-ups at the moment. So there is the insurance policy, just in case things do go pear-shaped.
That was interesting earlier. Nottingham Forest beating Arsenal. Arsenal not having their heavy artillery on the bench.
Here's Alderweireld for Tottenham, plays it to Foyth. Foyth decides to go long towards Llorente. Lillis is a long way out of his goal here, wins the header and nods it straight out of play for a throw into Tottenham on the right. Kieran Trippier's waiting to get that ball back. Here it comes, doesn't hit him. He wasn't looking, but it went flying past his left shoulder. He's got it. Gives it to Lucas Moura, back to Winks. Winks with real speed here, darting to the edge of the Rochdale penalty area, cleared by Maguire. Henderson brings it down, has slightly overrun it. Wanyama gets it for Tottenham. Cross here to Son. Son dummies the shot, gives it to Llorente, gets it back and trying to slice through the middle there. The ball wouldn't fall for him again, and Lillis, the Rochdale keeper, gratefully falls upon it.
Some of their last-ditch defending, Rochdale, has been superb. I think it was Rafferty, just in the right place at the right time. Son has looked lively. Good little give and go on the edge of the box with Llorente. Rafferty in the perfect place.
Here's Trippier. Chris Sutton with us at Spotland on BBC Radio 5 Live. Rochdale bottom of League One, holding Tottenham 0-0. 5th in the Premier League. Oh, lovely bit of skill from Stephen Humphreys. Lifts it over Sissoko, collects it the other side. Danny Rose comes in to help out. Got to be careful here. Plays it back to Alderweireld. Onto Wanyama. Rose then chips one up to the halfway line. Llorente runs towards it, chests it and then volleys it away to the right. Lucas Moura brings it down and then tries to beat Delaney on the outside, but the ball just ran too far away from him. Right, goal at Ellen Road, Robin Cowan.
Leeds United 0, Bristol City 1. Not what Paul Heckingbottom wanted on his home debut as manager. It was a mess, a corner kick. The keeper came, he didn't get there, and Bamara Jeju just had to tap it into the empty net. Leeds United 0, Bristol City 1.
Bristol City win today will put them level on points with Fulham, who beat Villa yesterday. Both of them will be on 55. Here's Henderson, right-hand side for Rochdale. As evening starts to drift towards night time, and Callum Camps gets on the ball for Rochdale, decides to come back into his own half, gives it to McNulty. McNulty, left-footed ball, high, drops onto the chest of Rafferty into the penalty area. Alderweireld comes across the cover and just shepherds the ball out of play for the Tottenham goal kick.
Yeah, that was a Vertonghen-like pass. Big switch from McNulty. Rafferty on the burst into the box. Just a heavy touch off his chest.
And Tottenham are going to have to retake the goal kick because Bobby Madley wasn't very happy with something there. 2.5 minutes then remaining first half. Trippier gives it to Winks. Henderson chases. Winks gets his pass away. And here he goes again. Little Lucas Moura crossing the halfway line, turning away from two Rochdale defenders. Bouncing, bobbling ball. Ends up at the left boot of Danny Rose. Rose brings it under control and gives it to Wanyama. Trippier's hugging the right-hand touchline. Winks has it though. Again into the feet of Lucas Moura. Back to Winks. Winks to Trippier. To Moura. Trippier again. A lot of Tottenham possession here. Comes across field to Son. Maguire comes out to meet him, about 35 yards from the Rochdale goal. Rose looking to try and use the pace of Son in the inside left channel. Maguire got there first, read it well, feels he was barged off the ball there, clears it, and the ball's out for a Tottenham throw on the left, which Danny Rose is getting ready to take. Been an excellent first half performance by Rochdale, who, when you look at their recent league form, just one win in the last 9 games, which came away at Northampton on the 3rd of February. Weren't necessarily expecting this. Here's Foyth. Foyth towards Son. Son tries the little flick through to Llorente. Rose gets the loose ball, gives it to Wanyama. Here's Lucas Moura. Son edge of the area, dinks one in. Oh, Lucas Moura trying to get that shot away with his right foot, taken off his toe.
I think it's Camps again, tracking back. Moura on the burst, little give and go with Son. That was another timely challenge, last ditch.
Now then, Winks has lost it on the halfway line. What can Rochdale do with this? Humphreys gives it to Andy Cannon. Cannon, ball into the area. Here's the chance, and there's the goal! Rochdale lead through Henderson. Of course it is Ian Henderson, and Spotland goes absolutely berserk. Brilliantly worked on the counter-attack by the League One team, and could they be about to pull off one of the biggest shocks in their history, in the history of this great competition, because they lead Tottenham Hotspur by a goal to nil just before half-time.
Do you know what? It's thoroughly deserved from Rochdale. Ian Henderson, their talisman, he just had to stay composed. It's a good breakout as the ball was slid into him. I didn't think he was going to miss, but he found the far corner of the net, and they've been brilliant. And I was thinking a couple of moments ago, get to half-time level, go in and go again. They go in, they will go in at half-time ahead.
Well, well, well. What a story we have on our hands here on BBC Radio 5 Live. Rochdale 1, Tottenham 0 in added time at the end of the first half. And you can barely hear yourself think here, sitting just above the Rochdale dugout, surrounded by the Rochdale fans. Henderson's in there, battling hard to win it off Wanyama, and Rochdale get themselves a throw. They deserve it, Chris, as you say.
And we can talk about sloppy Spurs, you know, and them not being quite at it, but a testament to Rochdale defensively. They've been solid, last ditch at times. That's half-time. They deserve to be beating the Premier League outfit. Bottom of League One, beating the high-flying Spurs.
Well, Mauricio Pochettino is first to disappear down the tunnel. I have to say, he looked cool, calm and composed. Tottenham were one down against Newport in the original fourth-round tie. They ended up drawing 1-1 and won the replay. But Rochdale have hassled them, have harried them, have scored a wonderful goal on the counter-attack, Chris. I mean, it's a lot to ask for them to see out the second half, and Tottenham are going to get chances, but they have played really, really well, haven't they, Rochdale?
Well, and they have been composed on the ball. It hasn't been kick and rush. It hasn't been fortunate they were in front. They could have scored earlier in the half with Henderson elected to shoot and Vaughan saved. But I have been so impressed. They've been organised. They've passed the ball well, they've created the odd chance, and they thoroughly deserve their victory. It'll be interesting to see Spurs, how they come out second half. Will they make early changes?
Rochdale, only the third time in the fifth round, and never ever in their history have they been to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Half-time at Spotland, they lead Tottenham Hotspur 1-0.
Well, I'm standing at the back of the main stand when that goal went in, and the whole place was shuddering around with spectators leaping left, right, centre, underneath us, all over us, on top of us. Unbelievable scenes as Rochdale take the lead here at Spotland. And, you know, they were in contention throughout that first half. That wasn't a smash and grab raid right at the end of it. They've really acquitted themselves well, Keith Hill's side, and dare we say it, they deserve to be in front. Second half to come. Rochdale 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0, and the cup shock is on here at Spotland. Let's go around the other live sport that's happening right now, starting at Leeds in the Championship. Robin Cowan.
Disaster for Leeds, 17 minutes on the clock. It's Leeds United 0, Bristol City 2. Another really sloppy goal, a long throw not dealt with, and Bobby Reid just inched it over the line for his 15th goal of the season. Leeds 0, Bristol City 2.
Earlier it finished Norwich 1, Ipswich Town 1 in the Championship. Blackpool 1, Peterborough 1, a later score in League One, closing stages of that. And in Scotland, here's Roddy Forsyth at Celtic Park.
We're 2 minutes into 4 minutes of injury time. Still St Johnstone holding on to that point that would be so precious to them after 3 consecutive defeats. But Celtic are putting on the pressure now. They have a free kick late. Still though, Celtic 0, St Johnstone 0, well into injury time.
Earlier it finished Hamilton 3, Rangers 5, and here are all today's results in the 5th round of the FA Women's Cup. Arsenal 1, Millwall 0, Cardiff 1, Charlton 3, Birmingham City 1, Manchester City 3 after extra time, Chelsea 6, Doncaster 0, Chichester 0, Liverpool 3, Durham 5, Leicester 2, Lewis 0, Everton 6, and Sunderland 3, Aston Villa 2. The quarter-final draw, incidentally, is tomorrow morning, 8:10 on Radio 1 Extra. Right, to the Aviva Premiership, and James Burridge watching Wasps Exeter.
This is tense, really tense. Wasps 10, Exeter 7, and a massive piece of indiscipline from Ashley Johnson, the hooker and back row forward for Wasps, playing at hooker because Alex Reeder's gone off. But they've just had a huge stroke of luck, because a huge high hit from Ashley Johnson almost could have been a red card. We've seen there's so many of those be a red card before. He's off now for 10 minutes, and so within that 2-minute period of that 10, Exeter scored, conversion from Steenson. So what was a 10-0 game is now 10-7. Exeter certainly have their tails up. Wasps down to 14 men. We've got 12 minutes to go.
One match in the Pro 14 this afternoon. It started at 3:30, and it's tight, 15 points apiece between the Newport Gwent Dragons and Benetton Treviso. Mike Costello in Birmingham watching the British Indoor Athletics Championships.
And with the World Indoor Championships in this same arena in 2 weeks' time, the standout performance on this second afternoon was produced by Shalana Oscan-Clark in winning the women's 800 metres in a time a fraction outside 2 minutes. A lifetime best for her, taking her up into 5th place in the world rankings this year, those rankings headed by Scotland's Laura Moura. The men's 800 won equally impressively by Elliot Giles, timing his kick perfectly on the final lap. Andrew Asagi, still looking for his return to form, a finalist at London 2012, was in 3rd place. And the women's 400 metres was won by Ailey Doyle, Britain's team captain at the World Championships last year outdoors in London. She's getting quicker by the race and is now into the world's top 10 for the season.
Thank you, Mike. Yeah, thoroughly looking forward to taking the family to the World Indoors in a couple of weeks' time in Birmingham. But for family entertainment right now, wow, this is something. Rochdale 1, Tottenham 0 here at Spotland. And as we look around us, you can see faces young and old. Supporters who've supported this team for decades. Kids who may well have a story or two to tell at school tomorrow morning if it stays like this. Second half to come. It has now finished at Celtic Park. Celtic 0, St Johnstone 0 in the Scottish Premiership. We'll talk to Chris Waddle. He's on 6:06 duty alongside Kelly Cates tonight in a few moments. That's after the latest BBC News. Mike Young.
On digital, online, smartphone and tablet. This is BBC 5 Live.
The family of the murdered MP Jo Cox say they will stand by her husband after historic allegations of sexual assault have come to light. Brendan Cox has admitted inappropriate behaviour towards some women when he worked at Save the Children. He resigned from the charity in 2015 before a disciplinary process was completed. The Labour MP Yvette Cooper has been speaking to Sky.
Hopefully we are seeing a change now in the climate and in culture where people are recognising that those in positions of power should not abuse positions of power. Those who end up becoming the victims of harassment should have support to speak out.
Emergency teams are trying to find the wreckage of an Iranian passenger plane which crashed in mountains in the southwest of the country. All 66 people on board are thought to have been killed. At least 10 hikers have been swept away by an avalanche, according to police in Switzerland. It happened in an area called the Col de Fenestral in the south of the country, near the French border. The Education Secretary says university students should pay different amounts to study different courses. Damien Hines has suggested that subsidies could be provided to fund more expensive degree courses in areas including science and engineering. And police in Leeds are searching for 2 cars which drove onto a pedestrianised shopping street and tried to ram raid a watch shop. One car tried reversing into the Rolex shop on Commercial Street just before 2 o'clock this afternoon, before men in balaclavas made an unsuccessful attempt at breaking in.
The Six Nations. A Welsh try denied.
Has it been knocked on? Is it a try?
The first grounding is by England.
So the try has not been awarded.
An English victory secured. Italy overwhelmed by a rampant Ireland.
Stockdale foot of the gas. He's going to get another double. And this young Ulsterman has been on fire.
An emboldened Scotland powered past France.
Greg Laidlaw is saying, give me the ball and let's win this game calmly.
Well, it was never in doubt, really, Sarah, was it?
What will happen next weekend? Round 3 on Saturday on 5 Live Sports Extra with a 2:15 kickoff. It's Ireland against Wales. Then on 5 Live, Scotland versus England, the Calcutta Cup, 4:45 kickoff.
Six Nations Rugby
On 5 Live and 5 Live Sports Extra and across the BBC. This is 5 Live Sport with Jonathan Overend.
Mark Chapman is in Wigan tomorrow night. Wigan against Manchester City, the one remaining fifth round tie in the FA Cup. Could we have a story there? Well, Wigan have been in great nick, haven't they? But it is Manchester City visiting. But then we thought that ahead of kick-off here at Spotland. Tottenham Hotspur in town after winning the North London derby, after holding Juventus. But it is Rochdale, bottom of League One, who lead 1-0 at the break. And Chris Waddle on 6:06 tonight. What a well-taken goal that was, Chris.
It was a good goal. Probably Rochdale in a false position in the league, but it's the FA Cup. They took it very seriously, put a strong side out. Tottenham's made a lot of changes, and for who say they've got a lot of power on the bench, so I wouldn't be surprised 20 minutes if it's still 1-0, you'll see Harry Kane and the legs come on.
All right, your calls welcome. Kelly holding the fort as always on a Sunday. Hi, Kels.
Hello, yeah, we will be talking about this game, I'm sure, particularly if it stays like this. Although you remember, Chris, that it happened against Newport. I mean, Tottenham fans will be reassured by the fact that they got back into that game and they won the replay. But does it show that they haven't really learnt their lessons?
Well, it does. I think you're used to playing against quality opposition in the Premier League, and obviously they've played Juventus. Top teams, and obviously they enjoy that type. They're more time on the ball, and the lower you go, the quicker it is. It's a bit more direct. They'll put the ball forward. They'll hustle you a lot more. And as you find, like we saw Tottenham in the last round against Newport, you tend to find that these teams give everything they've got, but they'll run out of steam with 20 minutes, half an hour to go, and that's really when the big boys normally step it up.
What about the rest of the season for Tottenham? If they go out of the FA Cup, which is what would happen as things stand at the moment, is it going to be a poor season for them, or does it depend on what they do in the Champions League? What does it mean to them?
I think the priority was top 4, going into the new stadium. They want to be playing Champions League football next season. So that is the priority, I would think, if you were sitting down talking to them, the chairman and the manager. I think that would be his target. And I think after that, yes, Champions League, can we have a go at it? Nobody expects Tottenham to win it, so we've got nothing to lose on that. But the FA Cup's a great way. Tottenham haven't won a trophy since 2008, and it would be nice for them to get some silverware going into the new stadium. And the FA Cup is probably as good as chance as what they'll get.
Be interesting to hear what Spurs fans have to say about that, whether or not you think that this side does need to win a trophy. It's something that lots of people are saying about your club. But what do you think? What do you want? As Chris said, last trophy was 2008. So Rochdale fans, we want to hear from you, particularly if it stays like this. And even if it doesn't, what a way to start the game against Tottenham. We also have the reaction to Norwich's match against Ipswich. Huge derby there. Norwich with an equaliser pretty much with the last kick of the game. And at the moment, Leeds United under Paul Heckingbottom, who took over from Lee Johnson, who's now the Bristol City manager at Barnsley. That all makes sense. But Bristol City beating Leeds by 2-0 at half-time. Let us know if you think that new appointment is working for you, Leeds United fans. Bristol City fans gives you a much better chance of finishing the season in the playoff places. What are your hopes for the season after a great run in the League Cup? Loads to talk about. 08085 909 693, and the lines are open.
Thank you very much indeed, Kelly. Thank you very much indeed, Chris. 08085 909 693 is the number. Other sports news around this Sunday. Team GB's curlers had mixed fortunes today. The men beat Italy on their last stone of the match, but the women's side lost to Sweden after their last throw was controversially ruled out. Hard to tell on the replays that I saw anyway, but there we go. Elsewhere in Pyeongchang, Team GB confirmed Elise Christie suffered damage to her tendons in her foot when she fell yesterday, so she's a major doubt for the 1,000 metres, which is on Tuesday. England beat New Zealand by 2 runs in the T20 Tri-Series, but it wasn't enough. New Zealand through to the final. England needed to get them out for less than 175 not to be. Late drama, as Kelly was saying, in the championship match between Norwich and Ipswich earlier. A 93rd minute from Tim Closer secured a 1-1 draw for Daniel Farke's side after Luke Chambers had put Ipswich in front after 89 minutes. Well, Mauricio Pochettino out very early for the second half here at Spotland. Keith Hill as well, absolutely delighted, I'm sure, with that goal in stoppage time, which puts Rochdale 1-0 up. Second half in just a moment. James Burridge at Wasps Exeter. What's happening?
Nerve-wracking stuff, Jonathan. Wasps have a penalty to increase their lead. They're 10-7 up. Jimmy Goffith is eyeing up a kick about 40 metres out. Boy, do they need it, because defences have been on top throughout in this match, just to try in either half. Wasps scoring in the first half through Marcus Watson, then Exeter coming back after Ashley Johnson nearly got red carded. He got a yellow card for a very, very high tackle. They scored, they responded. Cowan Dickey with the try, so 3 points in it, but this kick from Goffith is going to be huge. This is second against third in the Premiership. Exeter have lost their last 2 league games. Wasps, a real force in the Premiership now, and Goffith with this kick could be critical. They lead by 10 points to 7.
As the teams emerge from the tunnel just to my left here, let's see if we can get a quick word with the Rochdale chairman, Chris Dunphy, who must have been out of your seat, Chris, with that injury time goal, or are you staying cool?
No, I was out of my seat, so I was doing somersaults. Yeah, I think it was fantastic goal, great performance.
They were so well prepared, the side, because they didn't seem unnerved. They weren't outclassed in that first half, were they?
No, we played well. We took the game to Tottenham. Our midfield did well, the strikers did well. It's good performance.
It's on, isn't it? Do you sniff an upset?
I do.
It'll be massive. 45 minutes away, potentially, from the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. And what that would mean for your club. Have you given that a thought?
Well, we'll talk about that at the end of the game.
We will, absolutely. Well, I'll hold you to that. Thank you, Chris. Enjoy the second half, if you can. Right, Tottenham are out. No sign of Rochdale yet, Alistair Bruce-Paul. They're keeping their illustrious visitors waiting, and they may have a surprise for them in 45 minutes' time.
Oh, wow, what an achievement it would be. First half performance, nothing short of magnificent. Haven't got a replay monitor here, but I just turned to Chris Sutton at half-time, Chris, and I said, what a good finish that was from Ian Henderson. It fell to the right man, but when you know that could be your only chance in the game to win a tie of this nature, he took that so well, did he? So coolly.
He did, an experienced player, Rochdale, for many years, and it was a chance you felt that he had to take at that moment. And what a time to score a goal just before half-time. I was thinking, get in level at half-time. They've gone in front, had a good rest, regroup, and they can go again, and they have come out with belief. It had the feeling of an FA Cup tie. You turn up the crowd close to the pitch. You know, Rochdale still had to go out and perform in that first half, and they showed no fear.
Well, I think that noise, that music, that roar will tell you that the hometown heroes are out again. They've just come jogging out in their blue shirts from the tunnel, which we sit right on top of. Mauricio Pochettino has said to the same 11 players, get out there and sort it out. But he does have the likes of Harry Kane, Eric Lamela, Eric Dyer, Dele Alli sitting on the bench. If Tottenham feel they are in real trouble, in real danger of going out to the FA Cup. Here's a stat for you. Tottenham have progressed from 16 of their last 17 FA Cup ties against lower league opposition, which is a very good record when they come up against the so-called minnows. The only exception to that was when they lost 2-1 at Leeds under Andre Villas-Boas in the 4th round in 2013. But Leeds, a championship team then. Rochdale in no form at all, sitting bottom of League One. This really will be some story if they can pull it off. Chris Waddle and Kelly Cates taking the calls on 6:06 after the game. We heard Chris saying he expected Tottenham to really come on strong in the last 20 minutes as Rochdale might tire. Second half is underway. Tottenham in white shirts, dark blue shorts and white socks. Vorm in goal. Trippier, Alderweireld, Foyth and Rose. Winks and Wanyama. Sissoko, Son and Lucas Moura making his first start for the club. He was bright in the first half, actually. And Fernando Llorente playing through the middle. Rochdale, Josh Lillis in goal. The 3 centre-backs, Maguire, Jim McNulty and the Irishman Ryan Delaney. Joe Rafferty and Matt Dunn, the wing-backs. 3 youngsters in midfield have been absolutely sensational. Andy Cannon, Callum Camps and Mark Kitching. And Stephen Humphreys, the 20-year-old, has put himself about up front on loan from Fulham. Ian Henderson, the goal scorer. It could be his name up in lights this evening if Rochdale do go on and win this tie. Rafferty wants a throw for Rochdale. Bobby Madley wasn't sure that, was he? He sort of haltingly put his left arm up and went with a home crowd.
I think Spurs have just tweaked things. Lucas Moura gone to that left-hand side, and Son playing more as a conventional centre-forward now with Llorente. So a bit of a change of style from Spurs.
Well spotted by Chris Sutton, former Premier League winner. Danny Rose jumps for a header. Wanyama jumps for another one. Rafferty hooks it forward for Rochdale down the right-hand side. Foyth's clearance bounces back to him. Foyth then knocked off the ball. Does he get the free kick from Humphreys? Bobby Madley says no, he says corner. Well, we'll watch what Rochdale do with this, and then we'll get to the full-time score in the rugby this afternoon. We've been hearing from James Burridge at the Wasps Exeter game, which has been very, very tight, but Rochdale leading Tottenham 1-0. 5th round of the FA Cup. Corner for Rochdale, attacking the goal away to our left-hand side, with the Rochdale fans on the terraces of the Sandy Lane end ready for another goal if it can go in. Trippier knocks it away at the near post, comes back to the edge of the area, whipped in with the left foot, over hit and behind for the Tottenham goal kick. So let's get that full time from James Burridge in the Aviva Premiership.
A breathless finish, Ali. Wasps just doing enough. 13 points to 7, but boy, it was close. They had a 7 points to 0 lead at half time. They scored through Marcus Watson 10 minutes in, and then nothing for about 50 minutes until Exeter were given a huge chance because Ashley Johnson went high on an Exeter player. He went to the sin bin for 10 minutes, and then Cowan Dickey scored, which made it a 3-point game. End-to-end stuff. Defences on top. The breakdown was absolutely critical. Neither side really had the power there, but finally it came down to Jimmy Goffer's 40 metres penalty. He slotted that over. That was just enough, but my goodness, both sets of players are feeling it. It was a titanic tussle. They both stay second and third in the Premiership, but the gap has narrowed. Wasps winning here 13 points to 7.
Thank you, James. 3.5 minutes into the second half. FA Cup 5th round on BBC Radio 5 Live, BBC One Television, BBC World Service as well this afternoon. And Tottenham, while you were away there, we were listening to the full time from Wasps Exeter. Just got themselves in a little bit of a pickle. Young Juan Foyth trying to play out from the left back position, was robbed of possession, actually won a free kick, possibly slightly fortuitously. Wanyama's looking for a diagonal here to Trippier. The ball is cleared away by Delaney. So solid start to the second half from Rochdale. They've continued in the same vein, really, Chris Sutton.
Yeah, and we saw Mauricio Pochettino just stroll out during half-time, signing autographs, looking extremely relaxed. But Tottenham have been really sloppy at the start of this second half.
Ball's played up to Andy Cannon for Rochdale, inside his own half. Back to Delaney, confident first touch, moves the ball away from Sissoko, gives it to Dunn. Dunn didn't quite control it, didn't give himself a chance with the pass, so it skews off the toe of his left boot now for a throw into Tottenham. Kieran Trippier will take it right in front of us. Local lad, Berry boy, former Burnley player. I saw him meeting and greeting a few, I think his former PE teachers in the crowd today, although declined to be interviewed by us before the game. Trippier with the ball up the middle towards Son and Llorente. Neither of them can control it. Delaney down the left-hand side for Rochdale, and it goes out for another throw. Trippier takes it quickly. Up to Llorente. Tries to turn McNulty. Ball runs away from him. Back with Josh Lillis. Oh, that was bouncing around. Wasn't it? That took a nasty bobble, that, on the edge of the 6-yard box. You don't want anything like that to happen. A mishap to cost Rochdale in this game. Rochdale 1, Tottenham 0. And we'll be counting it down all the way through this second half. So I can tell you there are 40 minutes left. I know that's an early stage to be doing it. Rochdale 40 minutes away from the quarter-finals. Of course, they could find a second goal. Henderson back to goal. Winks behind him. Sissoko comes in. Henderson falls over. Won't get the free kick. Son has the pace on the turn on the halfway line. Camps tries to hold him back. Clever from Son. Ran one way, gave the pass the other to Winks. Winks fires that ball into the edge of the area. Rafferty dealt with that beautifully. Bouncing ball, nodded it back to his keeper, and Keith Hill applauds him.
Yeah, it was really calm and composed. I'll tell you where Rochdale have impressed me, in the middle of the park. Their three midfielders, Kitching, Cannon and Camps, have been better than the Tottenham three. They're more composed on the ball. So, well, I think that would be the disappointing area for Mauricio Pochettino.
Well, in the fourth round, we've been talking about it. Tottenham are 1-0 down at Newport. Harry Kane scored the equaliser in the 82nd minute. I remember I was in the car. I was listening to the commentary from John Murray at the time, and he was talking about the reaction of those Tottenham players at the time, and just how much that goal meant, how important it seemed they felt this competition was to them this season. They're behind against Rochdale. Lucas Moura on the ball, about 5 or 6 step-overs there on the left-hand side. Plays it back to Wanyama. I think we might have a slight problem with the sound system inside Spotland. There's that real sort of metallic hum you might be able to pick up on our effects microphones as Trippier finds Llorente. Nice touch from Llorente in the penalty area. Couldn't get the left-footed shot away. And Rochdale managed to clear and breathe a sigh of relief for the time being. Kitching has been one of those in the midfield three who's been very impressive. Plays it to Camps, who's been another. Clearance sliced out of play there by Delaney. Tottenham get a throw on the right.
Yeah, and when they've had to defend last ditch, they've done everything near perfectly. Rochdale, Llorente, clever turn inside the box. McNulty using all his experience, being in the right place at the right time.
Right, the gentleman who's operating the PA system is actually right next to us, and I can see him sort of fiddling with a few wires, and actually all that's taken is just a little wiggle. Often is, isn't it? Just wiggled the cable and we're okay again. Free kick Tottenham. Rochdale 1, Tottenham 0. Trippier's wasted that badly, headed forward by Rafferty, who then holds his head in his hands, because had he directed the header right there, he could have got Cannon away down the right-hand side. In the end, the ball's gone out for a throw into Tottenham. 08085 909 693, number to call for 606 tonight. You know we can have a lot of Rochdale fans on if they can go on and win this tie and make it to the FA Cup quarter-finals for the first time in the club's history, and an away tie against Swansea or Sheffield Wednesday. But long way to go before then. Trippier side foots it onto Sissoko, manages to bring it under control, finds Son back to Trippier. Trippier looks for an option, gives it back to Son just inside the Rochdale half, plays it back to Winks. Winks turns 360 degrees. Trippier then comes dancing in off the right-hand side. Wanyama under pressure from Stephen Humphreys. Wanyama, though, gets his pass away to Lucas. Lucas works it onto his right foot, bursts forward. Rochdale appealing for handball as the ball leapt up and probably clipped him on the arm. Delaney clears, and Foyth goes to collect it for Tottenham. Chris Sutton.
I don't think Tottenham are using the wide areas enough. It's really tight, those midfield three of Rochdale. Not a lot of space in there. Great driving run from Winks. Plays the 1-2 with Llorente. Winks will shoot low straight at Lillis. Makes the easy save, gets the big roar from the Rochdale fans. Yeah, it's important. Lillis held on to that. Better from Spurs. Good driving run from Winks. Here they come again, though. Ball forward to Son. Son's got the runner. It's Lucas, and the pass is too strong. And Lillis comes sliding out and grabs it. That was a chance. It was a real opportunity. And Son, it was an easy pass to make. Moura would have been in, but credit Lillis. Coming off his line, reading that situation really well. He's going to have a big second half. Clears with his right foot. Foyth heads the ball forward, and it comes all the way back to Lillis. Quick line on the pitch for you, actually. And this comes courtesy of our producer, Andy Giddings, today, who tells me it's Slovenian soil, Chris. So the old pitch was Scunthorpe soil. That was the boggy one that had problems in the rain. We're on Slovenian soil here, apparently, as Stephen Humphreys gets onto the ball on the right-hand side and wins a throw for Rochdale. There must have been a country closer than Slovenia for the soil. Here's Cannon, who played the wonderful low cross in from the right-hand side to give Henderson the chance to give Rochdale the lead. Throw in Tottenham on the left, so continuing the countdown for any nervous Rochdale fans listening to us. 35 minutes to play. Rochdale 1, Tottenham 0. Tottenham, who recently have beaten Manchester United and Arsenal, drawn 2-2 in a thriller at Anfield, came back from 2-0 down to draw 2-2 against Juventus in the Champions League, but here at Spotland trailed the team that's bottom of League One, Rochdale, 1-0. Trippier takes on Henderson. Low ball up the middle towards Son. Son's tackled by McNulty. That's an awkward one for Alderweireld to deal with. Humphreys barges into him. Tottenham get the free kick. He's ruffled, though, isn't he? Alderweireld unhappy about the challenge. I thought it was a free kick. But he hasn't looked comfortable at all. It was a surprise to many. Didn't travel to the game in Turin, but he's looked decidedly rusty.
Takes the free kick with his right foot, spots Danny Rose in a lot of space on the left-hand side. Tottenham playing from left to right in this second half. Attacking the goal in front of the Pearl Street End stand. Wanyama slips, manages to regain his balance. Dinks a little ball up the middle to Son. Gives it back to Wanyama, he can't control it. Kitching gives it to Henderson. Henderson has support from Dunn. Dunn goes streaking away ahead of him on the left. Chips it into the area. Might fall for Kitching just ahead of him, and it bounces into the arms of Vaughan.
Wasn't far away there. Henderson cutting back on his right foot. Kitching just burst into the box, overweighted.
Well, we are set for half an hour or so of really thrilling FA Cup football to come here on 5 Live and the World Service. Rochdale 1, Tottenham 0. Tottenham will have to open themselves up that little bit more. You feel Tottenham will get some chances as well as Rochdale tire. Here's Sissoko, plays it back to Winks, gives it to Trippier. Dunn comes in and collides with him, concedes the free kick. Trippier's quickly to his feet, wants to get on with it. Gives it to Sissoko, back to Trippier. Trippier, Winks. Winks, is he caught by Henderson? Yeah, foul. Winks was trying to turn him, free kick Tottenham. Henderson's just trying to shepherd the ball away to run the clock down. Sissoko barges into him. The Rochdale fans didn't like it. Brilliant atmosphere, isn't there, Chris?
It is, and the Rochdale team have given these centre fans something to believe in. Got to defend these set pieces, really important set pieces. Don't concede from set pieces. They've done well in open play.
Llorente's going to make a run to the far post. The free kick's about 35 yards from goal. Right-hand side of the pitch, and it's going to be delivered by Danny Rose, which will mean an in-swinger. Lillis, oh, that's awful. Scuffed it, bounces once, and then it's just hacked clear from the edge of the area. Winks has to go herring back to collect it for Tottenham. Rochdale so quickly up the pitch here to try and close Tottenham down. Vaughan under pressure. He slightly scuffs his pass away to the left, and Winks quite rightly there, taking absolutely no risk, just clatters it up to the halfway line. Wanyama leaps in with a header, nodded forward. Llorente can't get on the end of that. Alderweireld gets onto the ball, 10 yards inside the Tottenham half.
And you would expect Rochdale to tire, but adrenaline can do funny things.
Sissoko now, driving run forward, plays it into Lucas, chance for Lucas, and it's a goal! The first ever goal for Tottenham Hotspur. They're back in this cup tie with just over half an hour to play. Rochdale opened up through the middle. Sissoko played it through to Lucas Moura, who's been excellent all evening, and he took the chance with real aplomb. Tottenham fans in good voice again. It's Rochdale 1, Tottenham 1.
Yeah, really calm finish, wasn't it, from Lucas Moura? One of the only times that Rochdale have been opened up. Tottenham didn't panic. It's all about staying composed and calm in that moment. He slotted the ball past Lillis into the roof of the net. And you see the way the Spurs fans are celebrating, what it means to them.
Just under 3,500 Tottenham fans. I'm sure you can hear them all. Rochdale 1, Tottenham 1. I think Mauricio Pochettino's getting ready to make a first change. This is where Tottenham will have a big advantage. Strong bench, experienced internationals to come on and try and win this game and get Tottenham through to the quarter-finals after a first half scare. To be fair to Pochettino, he has never really looked flustered, particularly concerned.
Even when the goal went in, he's the calmest man in the stadium. Has total belief in his Spurs team. And why wouldn't he, the way they've responded in recent weeks to going behind? And they've gone behind against the likes of Liverpool and Juventus. So he's not going to panic against Rochdale.
That's a good point, and it's very well put by Chris Sutton. Eric Lamela just pulls his Tottenham jersey over his head, getting some last-minute instructions. So he'll come on first for Tottenham. Rochdale 1, Tottenham 1. Scored in the fourth round replay against Newport, his first goal of the season. Has had a long time out. So free kick comes into the Tottenham area. Henderson goes down. Foyth was there. Rochdale fans appeal again, rather hopefully, for the penalty. Not going to get it.
No, I think he threw himself down there. Henderson had been better served to stay on his feet and try and hook that ball in.
Sissoko almost tumbles into the Rochdale dugout there as he tried to keep a ball in play on the right-hand side. Rochdale have kept possession. Diagonal from Maguire, lovely ball. Henderson chests it down, he slips, but it falls to Humphreys. Stephen Humphreys goes for the curler, gets it all wrong, and it bounces behind for the goal kick. Right, Eric Lamella's about to come on. Let's get a half-time update from Ellen Road. Leeds, Bristol City. Here's Robin Cowan.
Boos around Ellen Road at half-time. It's Leeds United 0, Bristol City 2. Leeds struggling to impose themselves and have conceded 2 sloppy goals. The first a tap-in for Jeju after the keeper flapped to the corner. The second a long throw not dealt with. Bobby Reid helped it over the line from inches out. Huge improvement needed by the home side in the second half here at Ellen Road. It's Leeds United 0, Bristol City 2.
Newport Gwent Dragons 15, Treviso 18. Latest scoreline as Michel Vaughan gets us underway again with a goal kick right down the middle of the pitch, and Rochdale have the ball back. Harry Winks came off, by the way. Lamella is on for Tottenham, and we're into the last half hour of a thrilling FA Cup tie. Wigan, Manchester City in full on 5 Live and BBC One tomorrow night. Chelsea, Barcelona commentary on Tuesday. Lamella looking for Son through the middle. Run to Lucas. Lucas, good vision. Gets his pass away to Danny Rose on the left-hand side. Rose's low cross into the near post, cleared away by Mackay, and out for a Tottenham throw-in.
A couple of important interceptions from Mackay, and it's just important from Rochdale's point of view. They don't lose confidence and lose belief because of that Tottenham goal.
Lamella into the action again, very quickly since coming on, chests it down, gives it to Wanyama. Danny Rose goes down, wins a free kick left-hand side. And so it's another chance for Tottenham to get some, well, I say another chance to get some decent delivery. The last one was taken by Danny Rose. It was dreadful.
Yeah, that may be a sign of fatigue, of silly challenges, giving Tottenham the opportunity to build the pressure, build that momentum.
Tottenham fans making all the noise at the moment at Spotland. Rochdale 1, Tottenham 1. Free kick for Tottenham. I think Trippier or Lamella here. Lamella with his left foot whips that into the area, headed away. Alderweireld chests it down, tries to tee himself up for a right-footed shot. Then he trips Humphreys. Might get the first booking of the evening here. Yeah, Toby Alderweireld gets booked.
Well, that shouldn't be the first booking, but it was the correct decision. Alderweireld just pulling the attacker back for Rochdale. Clever foul, you could say.
Yeah. Alderweireld, as we've been saying, has not had the best times of it this evening. Manchester United, Brighton, Leicester, Chelsea, Wigan or Manchester City against Southampton, and the winners of this one away to Swansea or Sheffield Wednesday is the quarter-final lineup. And Rochdale still giving it absolutely everything here because Wanyama's having to hold off Andy Cannon here to keep the ball for Tottenham inside his own half. Trippier to Llorente, back to Sissoko, loose pass. Wanyama slid in to win it, took the ball. His momentum was took him into Henderson. Now Sissoko on the charge into the Rochdale half. Camp's trying to catch up with him. Sissoko holds him off. Finds Trippier in space on the right-hand side. Trippier's cross deflected into the side netting behind for a Tottenham corner.
Tottenham looking more and more dangerous now. Just as Rochdale start to tire, fatigue setting in. This is when you expect Tottenham to really exert control, show their class.
Rochdale manager Keith Hill under the flat cap looks pensive at the moment. Corner for Tottenham. Lamella goes short. Lucas is there. Tottenham's goal scorer gives it back to Lamella. Lamella edge of the area, low cross, cleared away and out for the Tottenham throw on the right-hand side. 25 minutes to play. Second half at Spotland. Rochdale 1, Tottenham 1.
And Harry Kane just up for the warm-up. He'll want to win it tonight, won't he?
Yeah.
Joe Pochettino. Don't fancy a replay.
Tracksuit is off for Harry Kane. He's got the blue shorts and the white socks out, so that suggests we might be seeing him quite soon. Lovely line about Harry Kane actually ahead of this game, Chris, was that he made his professional debut here on loan for Leyton Orient as a late substitute for Scott McLeish. It's where it all started. Keith Hill was the manager then of Rochdale. Kane didn't score. He did score in his next game in a 4-0 win against Sheffield Wednesday. So he really is back to where it all began. as Rose leaps in to win a header for Tottenham. Maguire wins the next one for Rochdale. Rafferty slices his clearance into the Tottenham fans, and Tottenham get a throw on the left-hand side inside their own half. Eric Dyer's also stripped off, I think, ready to come on when called upon.
And it's one of those for Rochdale. Had you offered them being level at this stage in the game, Keith Hill would have taken that, and it's about that one chance, creating that one opportunity and taking it.
Just where the Tottenham are going to get a little bit sloppy because they are being here. Lucas has dug them out of a hole. Kitching misses his tackle on Lucas. Lucas gives it away. Might run for Henderson. Henderson and Trippier collide. Free kick Rochdale. 25 yards out. Henderson thinks about going quickly. Dummies it. Does go quickly. Won't be allowed to, actually. Bobby Madley's going to say, wait for the whistle.
Yeah, I don't think that was a free kick. I think Trippier got there. It was shoulder to shoulder. A real opportunity. Give Rochdale a little bit of respite, chance to get the breath back, regroup. This is important, they get this delivery right.
Shot or cross here, Chris, what are you thinking?
Well, I'm normally wrong, but I would say too far to shoot.
OK. Callum Camps stands over the ball. Rafferty is there. And Matt Dunn is just lurking on the edge of the area to the right of the Tottenham wall in case Rochdale are thinking something clever there.
Well, if Callum Camps does shoot and score from there, he won't forget it. It's a long way out.
I don't think anyone will. Whistle blows. Right. What's Callum Camps going to do? Here he comes. Runs at the ball. Does hit it low and drags it wide, and Bourne had it covered anyway.
Yeah, I don't think he got the real power which he wanted. Slow run up. Put his laces through the ball and dragged that wide.
Leeds 0, Bristol City 2, half-time score. Norwich 1, Ipswich 1 in the Championship. Hamilton 3, Rangers 5 today in the Scottish Premiership. Rangers are up to second on goal difference. Celtic 0, St Johnstone 0 are the scorelines elsewhere today. Trippier in quickly with a block on Matt Dunn, and the ball goes out for a Rochdale throw. So we're into the last quarter of this game. Rochdale 1, Tottenham 1. Ian Henderson giving Rochdale the lead just before half-time. Lucas Moura, having cost £25 million from PSG on his first start for Tottenham, found the equaliser in the second half. And Rochdale still right in this.
And they've responded really well to the setback of the Tottenham equaliser. Really just eased themselves back into this game. It's been a good 5 minutes for Rochdale.
Going to get that great moment in a minute, I think, where the board's going to go up and Harry Kane's just going to go up, and I want to see the looks on the faces of the Rochdale players. But they've got a free kick in the meantime. Delaney floats it to the edge of the area, nodded down by Henderson to Kitching, who gives it back to him. Oh, he's so quick, Lucas, to get away from Henderson. Lost it though. Here's Camps. Camps to Kitching. That was really fired at him hard. He couldn't quite control it. Alderweireld clears, and it's headed away by Delaney and out for a Tottenham throw. As you said in the first half, Chris, watching Rochdale here, it's baffling, isn't it, to see them sitting at the bottom of League One, particularly considering where they've been in the last 3 seasons as well. I mean, pushing for the playoff positions rather than struggling against relegation.
Yeah, they've been very good. I think that, it'll be a big disappointment, bit of an eye-opener. Haven't scored enough goals in League One. I think they're the second lowest scorers.
Dele Alli's coming on first for Tottenham before Kane gets a look. Here's Lamela. Lamela gives it to Lucas, 30 yards out, rolls it to Sissoko. I'm not quite sure what to do here. Wanyama finds Lamela, who pops up in a bit of space on the left-hand side. Dele Alli stripped off and ready to come on with 20 minutes to play. Rochdale 1, Tottenham 1, 08085 909 693 to get your calls in to Kelly Cates and Chris Waddle on 606 tonight. Wanyama down the line for Rose. Rose gets there, the cross is blocked, and it's behind for another Tottenham corner.
Brilliant defending from Andrew Cannon. Lovely ball down the left-hand side. Looked like Rose was going to get a cross in, and Cannon gets the block in. Corner to Spurs, and here comes the sub.
71 minutes.
Dele Alli is coming on for Lucas Moura. He's going to get a high five from Moussa Sissoko. He is going to hurry his way off the pitch. Dele Alli gets some pantomime boos, but standing ovation from the Tottenham fans for Lucas Moura, because I think he's been excellent, Chris.
Yeah, and do you know what? A little bit of a surprise him coming off. He seems to have been the major threat. himself off the mark, but I tell you what, not a bad sub to bring on.
Absolutely. Last 20 minutes of the game. Rochdale 1, Tottenham 1. Corner for Tottenham, which Trippier will take. Whips that in, flicked on, and he's scooped it over the bar. Wanyama from all of 2 yards, leaping into a side foot volley. It just needed to hit his foot and drop in. He's got underneath it, and that's an incredible miss.
How did he miss? It's a good corner, whipped in the left-hand side, in-swinger by Trippier, the flick on. Wanyama making that run around the back post, the position, a maximum opportunity, had to score, put it over.
Replay, by the way, if it happens. Date that's scheduled is Tuesday the 27th. Dele Alli racing through, and Josh Lillis will get there first on the edge of the area, just before Dele Alli could get his right boot to the ball. Wide open cup tie now, Rochdale tiring. Tottenham have got Lamela and Dele Alli on the field, they're fresh. Keith Hill yet to make a change. Josh Lillis clears again for Rochdale. So Tottenham are scheduled to be away at Crystal Palace on Monday the 26th of February. That would have to change. But here comes Ali, lovely little pass to Son. Son looking for Lamela, gets a second chance to play him in, intercepted both times, and Harrison Maguire has hurt himself in making the interception. That's not a good tackle on Danny Rose by Joe Rafferty.
Well, they're tiring. I think Maguire, as he made that really important interception, just got a little bit of cramp. But this is Rochdale. We talk about Tottenham, this is Rochdale's best chance.
Yeah.
They're strong at home, or stronger at home.
Absolutely right. Chris Sutton with us, former Premier League winner on BBC Radio 5 Live and the BBC World Service. Been a fantastic 5th round FA Cup tie here at Spotland. Rochdale 1, Tottenham 1. Trippier's last delivery from the corner was superb. He's got another chance here, again from the left. 6 or 7 yards in from the touchline, about level with the penalty spot. And Victor Wanyama's not lurking near the far post, Tottenham fans will be pleased to hear, having side-footed over from 2 yards a moment ago. Llorente's in there, Alderweireld's in there, Lamela's in there as well. What can Tottenham do with the free kick? Trippier waits for the whistle. There it goes. Here he is, right-footed. Lillis is there, double-fisted punch away. Whole clutch of bodies around him as he did so. Sissoko with another cross, which is overhit and no one there. Oh, Henderson slips on the clearance. Trippier knocks it back into the Rochdale box, nodded away by McNulty. Wanyama chests it down. Wanyama still keeps it for Tottenham, does well. And on the left-hand side, it's still Trippier. Trippier to Dele Alli, just inside the penalty area. Oh, a little nutmeg from Dele Alli, who shoots, deflected and behind for another corner. No goal kick. Last touch might have come off Alli.
Get ricocheted back. Oh, it's lovely from Dele Alli. Left-hand side of the box, little nutmeg, graceful nutmeg, gets the other side. Fires a shot, but it's blocked.
Harry Kane comes jogging back towards the Tottenham bench. He's removing the snood, he's removing the bib. He's very shortly going to be out there for Tottenham. And that really is saving your best card until last, isn't it? That is really unfair for Mauricio Pochettino to say, I'll see your Stephen Davies, who's coming on for Rochdale here, former Derby and Bristol City striker, and I'll raise you a fella who's England's captain and has scored 33 goals this season. Stephen Humphreys comes off, worked his socks off for Rochdale this evening, done really, really well. Stephen Davies, actually very similar build, a really stocky, chunky centre forward, comes on for Rochdale, and Harry Kane slicks the hair back, white shirt, dark blue number 10 on his back, standing right next to his manager Mauricio Pochettino, who's just thinking, go on then, go out there and do what you do, go and win the game for Tottenham. It's unfair, really, isn't it?
It's an absolute nightmare for Rochdale. Just as they're tiring, we'll bring on our best player, we'll bring on probably the world's best striker at the moment.
Unbelievable. Kane still waiting, though, because Juan Foyth is dribbling with the ball for Tottenham. Dele Alli's tackled by Cannon. Here he comes then. Let's have a look at the face of the Rochdale centre. I mean, they knew what was coming, and they're never ever going to show you what they're really thinking.
And coming on number 10, Harry Kane.
So there's the roar from the Tottenham fans, the boos from the Rochdale fans. Harry Kane's on for Tottenham to try and win the game. 15 minutes to play. And if you're a tiring centre-back for League One Rochdale, that, as Chris says, that is a nightmare. That is just your worst nightmare hoving into view. Here he is, sprinting into space. Kane trying to win the throw. Is immediately bundled over and wins a free kick for Tottenham 3 yards outside the penalty area.
The Rochdale players are unhappy about that decision, but I thought it was a foolish challenge. Harry Kane, clever, gets his body in. I think it was Mackay. Rash, yeah, and this is a real opportunity. Trippier's delivery has been fantastic.
14 minutes to play. Two fullbacks deep in conversation over the free kick, Trippier or Rose. As you were saying, Chris, Trippier's delivery has been far the better, so you'd expect it to be Trippier. I mean, it's shooting range, not necessarily expecting to shoot, but Lillis has got to be careful at the near post. Dele Alli's lurking at the far post. There goes the whistle. And here comes Kieran Trippier, drilled into the wall, falls for Andy Cannon. Cannon clears it on the spin. Henderson sprinting for it. Rose is under pressure, does brilliantly, turns Henderson and moves away with the ball, and now continues his surge through the Rochdale midfield. Dele Alli trying to turn it round the corner for Kane, intercepted. Rochdale have it, Kitching brings it away with his leggy stride. Lamela in with the challenge, wins the ball. Rochdale fans wanted the free kick, Tottenham have it back.
I tell you what, listen to the noise, the atmosphere, both sets of fans.
Rochdale 1, Tottenham 1. What an atmosphere, what an occasion. Really has lived up to the billing. One of the biggest games in Rochdale's history. The team have played brilliantly, the fans have been amazing. Tottenham are stepping up to the challenge. Here's Dele Alli looking for Kane again, might run for Lamela. Blue shirts all around, they get the ball away, and Sissoko has it and gives it to Trippier, who looks like he might have overhit that for Son. He has, and it runs out for a Rochdale goal kick. So Rochdale are 12 minutes away at the moment from getting the replay at Wembley.
And they need a bit of northern grit now, don't they, to dig in, be resolute. It'll be last ditch at times, keep their eye on Harry Kane. But this is a what if 12 minutes. What if we can just create something?
Well, I'll tell you what, if they do, whoever takes the chance may well get a statue built of them. There's a statue of Dame Gracie Fields that stands outside Rochdale Town Hall. So maybe whoever it is could go alongside that. Rochdale 1, Tottenham 1. Michel Vorm not being tested at all in the second half. Henderson, when he got that chance at the end of the first half, took it brilliantly. Kane lets it run. Dele Alli gives chase. Lillis, one touch. Good meaty volley with his right foot. Clears it 60 yards downfield. Alderweireld heads it away. 08085 909 693. The number to call for 606. Rochdale 1, Tottenham 1. Here's Danny Rose at speed again on the left-hand side, running at Cannon. Cannon blocks it again, and it's behind for another corner. That pressure's building, isn't it?
Yeah, and they're really tiring, especially the three boys in midfield. They've put such a shift in. But Tottenham using the pitch well now, making the pitch extremely big.
Right, Trippier's not taking the corner. This is Lamela. Swings it high and deep to the back post. Flags up, won't count. Brilliant save. Wouldn't have counted anyway. Foyth with the header. Josh Lillis tips it over the bar. Flag was already up.
Had that gone out before it came back in. He's played very well, hasn't he, Josh Lillis? Yes, good at sweeping up. A couple of big saves.
Right, Ollie Rathbone is coming on now for Rochdale. Joe Rafferty, the right wing-back, is coming off. Rathbone is a surname I think a lot of football fans will recognise. Ollie is son of Mitt, the former Birmingham, Blackburn and Preston full-back, who then went into the medical side of the game, worked with David Moyes for a long time at Preston and Everton, and now works at Nottingham Forest. So his lad's on. Mark Lillis' lad we were just talking about is the Rochdale keeper. I think his dad actually now coaches out in India as Lillis clears with his right foot. One of the 11, 12, 13 Rochdale heroes that have been out there in the blue shirts. 10 minutes to play. Rochdale 1, Tottenham 1. Rose takes the throw to Foyth. Are Tottenham going to get complacent here, trying to play out of the back? Well, that's a brilliant turn from Cannon. Surely being tugged back by Foyth. Doesn't get the free kick. Wanyama's in to nick it away from Camps. Throw into Rochdale on the right-hand side. Maurizio Pochettino's chucked the attacking big guns out there. Lamela, Ali, Kane, all on. Cannon trying to win a throw. Rochdale, though, can't do that because Danny Rose gets to the ball, clears it, it's deflected, and it's out for a Tottenham throw.
Yeah, and Keith Hill, though, positive, still got 2 strikers on the pitch, wants to win it. That's what they have to do. This is their chance, this is their opportunity. In front of a packed Spotland, in front of their home fans.
Oh, it's going to be some noise in here. It's going to be some scenes if Rochdale score, I tell you. Lillis clears. Oh, brilliant control from Henderson. Alderweireld right behind him, though. Lamela nods it down here to Wanyama. Rochdale got to be careful now as Tottenham come at them. Ball runs away from Sissoko. Chested down by Stephen Davies, one of the Rochdale substitutes. Matt Dunn. Ball upfield, intercepted by Alderweireld. Vaughan comes a long way out of his goal to clear from the byline. I think that's going to go out for a... Oh, dear. I thought it was going to go out for a throw. Dunn couldn't control it. It skids off his boot and goes out for a Tottenham throw. Trippier trying to find Ali. Couldn't do so. Ali gets it this time. Now, this is dangerous for Rochdale because Son's got it on the left-hand side. Son into the penalty area, looking for Ali. Ali with the back heel. Lamela with the shot. Spoons up in the air. And it's headed off the line and away for another Tottenham corner. And who's the Rochdale hero this time with the header off the line? I think that's Matt Dunn. Yeah, Matt Dunn with the header. That was like a escape to victory moment where it was all like slow motion with the ball just spinning in the air.
Yeah, it was well worked from Tottenham. Rathbone just overcommitted. Allowed Son to get him on the left-hand side of the box. He popped it to Dele Alli. Clever back heel. And then you think, goal, Spurs. Off the line. Corner Tottenham.
8 minutes to play. Rochdale 1, Tottenham 1. Playing for a place in the FA Cup quarter-finals. And Rochdale just hanging on at the moment. More Tottenham pressure. Trippier with the corner into the box. Headed away by Davies. Wanyama gets there first. Inside the Rochdale penalty area. Gives it to Harry Kane. Kane back to Alderweireld. Sees Trippier in space on the right-hand side. Edge of the area. Left-footed cross in again. Headed away only as far as Alderweireld. Trippier nods it back in. Ali flicks it on. Maguire's got time to let it bounce twice and then gives it a good old agricultural hoof out of the ground. Bounces onto the top of that stand opposite us and away for a Tottenham throw.
Yeah, and it's last ditch now, isn't it? They are hanging on, Rochdale. But you know what, they deserve at least a replay. They do, just for the sheer guts, determination, will to stay in this match.
Here come Tottenham again. 6:06 on the way with Kelly Cates and Chris Waddle. Son sprinting away down the right-hand side. Son has it for Tottenham. Plays it back to Trippier. Trippier to Son again. Son still looks fresh. Dances past one challenge. Still has it. Plays it back to Trippier. Trippier's cross in. Kane's lurking. Ball was just behind him. Rochdale have cleared. Here's Rose. Rose down the line to Dele Alli. Rochdale's defence is creaking. You can almost see it, hear it at the moment. Fans shouting themselves hoarse as their team trying to keep Tottenham out. Danny Rose goes down and wins the free kick. Barged into about 5 yards outside the penalty area. And all the bedlam there, I was given a scoreline, which I have to say I didn't quite hear. Leeds 0, Bristol City 2. It remains in the Championship. Norwich 1, Ipswich 1. Scoreline from the earlier kickoff. And we're approaching the last 5 minutes of the game at Spotland.
Concentration so important now. When you're fatigued, when you're tired, you need to be really switched on. Pick the man up. Rochdale, no mistakes. Do your job. Take some responsibility.
Well, it's going to be very, very cruel on Rochdale if they can't quite make it to the finishing line here and get themselves the replay, but still a lot of defending to do. 5 minutes to go. Free kick Tottenham. Lamela will take it with his left foot. Curls it into the area. Headed away. Brought down by Sissoko. Drives it deflected straight into the arms of Josh Lillis. And I was thinking Wanyama at Anfield for a second there as the ball sat up on the... Oh, Danny Rose has lost it. Rose goes down and then handles it. Handles it on the floor. He's got to be booked. Rose doesn't like the challenge on him afterwards. But Danny Rose initially was the guilty party. And Rochdale rightly get the free kick. No, they don't.
I think Tottenham get the free kick, and Keith Hill is absolutely furious in his technical area. I thought Danny Rose played for it. Rochdale, it would have been a 3v2. That would have been their opportunity. I think Bobby Madley's got that one wrong.
Mauricio Pochettino remains right in front of us, arms crossed, and I'd love to know what his heartbeat is, because on the outside he just looks like he's just out for a Sunday afternoon stroll. It's bedlam all around us here. BBC Radio 5 Live. Rochdale 1, Tottenham 1. What a cup tie it's been. Wigan, Manchester City in full tomorrow night. Chelsea, Barcelona commentary on Tuesday night. Sevilla, Manchester United in full on Wednesday. And 5 Live Sport on Tuesday and Wednesday for the Champions League gets underway at the earlier time of 6:30. Are we going to get a late winner here? Tottenham were taken to the replay in the 4th round by Newport. Danny Rose gets the pass from Lamela up to the edge of the area. Lamela's there, drives the shot, block might fall, and Dele Alli goes down and gets the penalty for Tottenham. Alli got to the loose ball first, he went tumbling over, and referee Bobby Madley had no hesitation, and you know who is going to grab the ball. Harry Kane, take it for Tottenham, and Josh Lillis is going to play a few mind games with him as well. Well, that is confident from the Rochdale keeper, but Kane has the chance to win the tie, and some idiotic fan has run out onto the pitch, and the stewards are going to deal with that before this penalty.
Yeah, I thought it was a penalty, and you can get a good gauge of that by the Rochdale players' reaction. Nobody protested. I think it was Camps. I'm not sure. I think it was Camps who brought Ali down. Here he is. Here's the man. Best striker in the world.
Best striker in the world. Big man for the big moment. Missed his penalty, his first penalty at Anfield. Kane. Deep breaths. You can see the steam coming out on the cold night air. Waits for the whistle from Bobby Madley. This could be for a place in the quarter-finals. Harry Kane. Last look up at the goal. Little run on the spot. Kane scores! Josh Lillis went the right way. He got so close to getting it. But Harry Kane does the business for Tottenham, scores the penalty, and in all likelihood takes them into the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. Great effort by Lillis to save it, but Kane would not be denied. It's Rochdale 1, Tottenham 2.
Did you expect anything else? It's a brilliant penalty. Cool, calm, calculated. Harry Kane strides up, whips it across Lillis. Lillis goes the right way into that corner, just inside the post at pace. Brilliant penalty. Did we expect anything else?
34th goal of the season for Harry Kane. 23 in the Premier League, 7 in the Champions League, 4 in the FA Cup. And that penalty has come in the 89th minute of the game. Keith Hill, Rochdale manager, makes a last change. We're going to have 4 minutes of added time, which will be coming up shortly. And Rochdale might as well just chuck everything at it, get everyone forward, and try and get themselves an equaliser. Here's Cannon. Cannon, ball breaks nicely for him. Plays it into the area. Inman will chase, Alderweireld will cover, and it goes behind for the Tottenham goal kick.
Yeah, they just got to throw caution to the wind now. Maybe chuck a centre-half up front. Been so brave, Rochdale, stuck in there. It's heartbreak for this stadium, for the Rochdale fans.
Well, what an effort by Rochdale and their fans. Battling away here against an absolutely booming PA system, which announces that Andy Cannon is their man of the match. Harry Kane is going to be the match winner, we think. Flicks his header on. And Mauricio Pochettino needed the big boys, needed Lamela, needed Ali, needed Kane to come off the bench, because it was Dele Alli who won the penalty, Harry Kane who scored it, and it looks like Tottenham are heading through to a quarter-final away to Swansea or Sheffield Wednesday. Win that, by the way, Chris Sutton, and they've got 2 home games to try and win the FA Cup.
No, absolutely right, and it has, as 4 minutes goes up on the board. It has been down to the big guns coming on to turn this game, to win it for Spurs. Shows the importance. Mauricio Pochettino has have a strong bench. Don't leave yourself short.
They really have been pushed in this competition this season, Tottenham, by the lower league teams. Didn't play brilliantly against Wimbledon in the 3rd round, won 3-0. Taken to the replay by Newport in the 2nd round, won that 2-0 at Wembley. And it looks like they're going to come through here with an 89th minute penalty winner when Dele Alli was just quickest to the ball. We haven't seen the replays. I know plenty of you will be listening to us and possibly watching pictures on BBC One. From here, as you said, Chris, it did look like a penalty.
Yeah, players' reaction, you can tell normally. And The Rochdale players close to the incident didn't protest, no hands on heads. It was a penalty, it was just fatigue. You just got to be switched on, and Ali, clever, read the play, got caught, went down, and then poor Josh Lillis having then to see Harry Kane step up. It's a really well taken penalty.
Yeah, low to the keepers, right into the bottom corner. Chance here for Rochdale. Henderson gets his shot away, and Bobby Madley saw a hand from the knockdown, so actually that wouldn't have counted. Free kick for Tottenham. Goodness me.
Excited then. That's all it takes, isn't it? A long punt down the middle from the chest. May have been a hand.
Well, it's the Tottenham fans singing about Wembley at the moment, and Rochdale, sitting bottom of League One, have a big job on their hands to make sure they stay in the division this season, but they must take great heart from the way they played here this afternoon. And I guess what they've got to hope as well, average gates, I believe, around 3,500. Not that they're going to fill it every week, but some of the fans who've come in today might come back and try and help them to that goal.
Might come back, should come back after watching this afternoon. I love the Tottenham fans singing Wembley now. They're waiting until they go 2-1 up.
Harry Kane chasing a ball through here from Wanyama's. Played back to Josh Lillis. Tottenham last winners of the FA Cup in 1991, beating Nottingham Forest in the Gaza final when he went off injured. Been in the semi-final 7 times since. Here's Dunn's cross from the left-hand side. Oh, here's a chance, Davies! Would you believe it? In the 3rd minute of added time, and they really deserve that, Rochdale. The players to a man go racing off to celebrate with the fans at the Sandy Lane end, and Tottenham are rocked on their heels. They thought they'd won it, they thought they were through, but Stephen Davies hits the shot as sweet as a nut, and unbelievably, it's Rochdale 2, Tottenham 2.
What a finish from Stephen Davies! Tottenham thought they'd won it. Tottenham thought they were through to the next round. I tell you what, did really well, Davies. Stayed composed. Good first touch. They allowed him not to break stride, and he hammered the ball. Past ball into the bottom corner. Rochdale, they've dug in. They've clung on. They've shown that northern grit. Now they're going to get their replay. Or will there be another twist?
Well, my stopwatch says 20 seconds. Harry Kane's penalty came in the 89th minute. That Stephen Davies goal came in the 94th. Rochdale 2, Tottenham 2. We're heading for a replay at Wembley, but there's still about 20 seconds or so to play, and you cannot hear yourself think inside Spotland at the moment. The ball loops up on the halfway line. Harry Kane's on the floor, trying to turn it round the corner. Plays it back to Foyth. Foyth on the dribble for Tottenham. Gives it to Lamela. Back to Foyth. Rochdale fans absolutely baying for the final whistle. Foyth on the right-hand side. Finds Lamela. Lamela 30 yards out. Plays it to Danny Rose. Rose gives it to Dele Alli. Alli onto Son inside the box. Son's tackled brilliantly there. And loses the ball down by the corner flag. Can't win it back to Tottenham. Rochdale clear it, and Rochdale have their replay. Stephen Davies, his equaliser in the 94th minute, ends the quite incredible evening at Spotland. They led 1-0 through Ian Henderson's goal. Lucas with the equaliser. Harry Kane with the 89th minute penalty. Looked like he'd won it for Tottenham. But what drama at the death. Stephen Davies with such a sweet finish. And it's ended Rochdale 2, Tottenham 2. I'm losing my voice. That was incredible.
I haven't seen a game like this for a long time. But you know what? Rochdale deserved it for their endeavour, their effort. They were out on the feet. Then Tottenham go 2-1 up. Harry Kane, as he always does, comes on. Big moment, scores the penalty. They'd have buried Rochdale, but they stuck in there to their credit. But Stephen Davies, last gasp. The stadium erupted, but you know what? It's no more than Rochdale deserved.
Well, if Tottenham Hotspur are going to win a first trophy since 2008, if that is going to be the FA Cup, it's another replay for them. They're going back to Wembley. Tottenham players exit through the tunnel underneath us, and the Rochdale players, quite rightly, stay out and take the applause from about 6,500 ecstatic Rochdale fans. Keith Hill's team have been absolutely brilliant this afternoon, and it's finished Rochdale 2, Tottenham 2. Jonathan Overeem, where are you?
Absolute bedlam down here by the tunnel on the touchline. What an incredible finish to what was a thrilling FA Cup tie from start to finish. That was an absolute privilege to be in the middle of. And down here, Rochdale get the result that now takes them to Wembley in the FA Cup. Let's see what reaction we can get down here on the pitch. Matt Dunn, you're live on 5 Live Sport. What a contribution from you towards the end at both ends of the field. How is this feeling right now?
Yeah, it's hard to take in really, because you know I don't know what the time the goal went in, but it was late on.
It was late.
So yeah, but to get that, it's just been unbelievable. I don't think it's anything we deserve everything we got there. The lads put an unbelievable shift in there, and it's credit to the ground staff for everyone who got this game on today. And I thought, we showed that we can play football, and yeah, thoroughly enjoyed playing.
How did you keep believing that you'd get one more chance after conceding the penalty so late?
I think that's just in our nature. We just keep going. We don't know when we're giving up. And I think we did first half. We created chances, and we always thought maybe we'll get one more. So we just have to keep going and get in the manner we did. Is no better feeling.
But then even after putting the ball in for the goal, you were back in the right back position with an all-important clearance, body on the line stuff.
Yeah, today, like you see the fans, the atmosphere, the full ice, it gives you that extra 10%. And I'll be honest, when I was crossing that ball, both calf hamstrings were going, so I don't know how I've dug it out, but great finish for Dave as well, fully deserved it.
You're going to Wembley.
It'll be a good day.
All right, see you later. Thank you. Matt Dunn there, the left back. What a shift he has put in today, Chris Sutton. I might interrupt you any moment, but a word on him. I mean, what he was talking about there, both calves were done when he put the ball in for the equalising goal.
Oh, to a man, they left everything out on the pitch, didn't they? And it would have been heartbreaking to lose the game, but they were out on the feet after Harry Kane scored. You just thought, can they just hit one chance? And it was even, it was a half chance, I think, in the end. A brilliant finish. The stadium erupted. And this is the side who are bottom of League One. This is the side playing the Premier League big boys. This was a strong Tottenham team. They deserve everything they got.
Jim McNulty is here, the defender. Well, what about these scenes, Jim? And fantastic.
Unbelievable. We always knew it was going to be a special occasion for us. Just we didn't know quite how special. We dreamed of a result. I've said earlier in the week we dreamed of a win, but we wouldn't be too wrong for dreaming of a draw and our big day out at Wembley either. So a draw was a win for us today, so win-win.
You must have felt you deserved it as well over the course of the 90 minutes, the effort you put in.
Do you know what? I don't know. Once you're in the middle of it, it felt tough out there. They were such a good side, levels above what we're used to seeing in front of us. I felt like we put a load of effort in. I don't know how it reflected on the cameras. I just know it was a massive effort, and I'm so proud of the lads.
Well, everyone listening now can hear the sound of Rochdale, and it sounds pretty amazing. And was that your daughter you had out towards the end in stoppage time?
It was.
That was when you were 2-1 down. You got her out of the stand to taste the atmosphere.
I had a feeling, we'd get another one. I fancied Steve when he came on, and I played at Wembley once before. My daughter doesn't quite believe that I played there, so I just wanted to take her there again and let her actually see her dad play at Wembley, and hopefully that has got a chance of happening now.
Not bad for a man who was told he'd never play football again, eh?
Correct, yeah.
When was that, 2009?
Yeah, that was about 200 games ago, that.
Lots happened since, and a lot's still going to happen. Yeah. Good luck for the replay for the rest of your cup run. Well played. Jim McNulty. Great stuff. Well, I mean, there are heroes everywhere you look here. Keith Hill, who was so relaxed, the manager, in the build-up to this match here at Spotland. In fact, so relaxed, we weren't sure. Actually, he realised it was an FA Cup fifth-round tie against one of the best teams in the land, but he has masterminded this today. His players have thrown their body onto the line all day long over the course of 90 minutes and more, and now, as Jim McNulty quite rightly says, they are on their way to Wembley for their big day out. Very quickly, Robin Cowan at Leeds.
Still Leeds United 0, Bristol City 2. They have improved after the break, have Leeds, but they haven't been able to break down Bristol City. Dallas's effort charged down. They throw on Hadi Sakho and Kemar Roof to try and force something from this game. 25 minutes on the clock from this second half, and it's Leeds United 0, Bristol City 2.
Well, Stephen Davies, the man who's got the equaliser. 2-1 down. Kane's up the other end, has put them almost certainly in the quarterfinals, but back you come. Did you believe you'd get one more chance?
I think I was hoping more than believing. Listen, we've got a great team spirit here, and we haven't had the best of seasons, but in this competition it seems to bring out the best in us. And you know, I've got the ball down in the middle, passed it out wide, and I've just ran into the box, and it's fell for me. And I was always taught as a striker to make sure you got a good first touch and then do what you do, and thankfully it's worked today.
So that's all your coaches over the years to thank for that moment of composure.
Yeah, listen, it's took me. I'm 30 years of age now, and a chance to go to Wembley, and with a group of lads like this, it'll be amazing. All the family, everyone that's been here today, it's going to be a hell of a game.
And Jim McNulty was just saying he wasn't sure whether you deserved it over the course of the 90 minutes. I mean, when you're in the middle of the action, you're not so sure. You've watched a lot of it from the bench. What did you feel?
Listen, I think in the first half we've done more than enough to hold our own, and I think our first goal was an amazing goal. I think if Tottenham score that, we're praising them for what a goal, and it was a great finish from Hendo. And listen, once they bring all the big fellas on, you know it's going to be tough. And you know, I come on, and then right behind me is Harry Kane. There's not much more I can do, is there? So
when he scores, you know that you've got to score as well.
I think I've got to follow suit, haven't I? But listen, it's as I say, it's been an amazing evening, and we've got something to look forward to.
Absolutely, enjoy it, and thank you very much.
Top man, thank you.
Stephen Davies, fantastic. So there we go. We've heard from so many of the Rochdale heroes here. Let's hear about a goal at Ellen Road. Robin Cowan.
Leeds back in it. It's Leeds United 1, Bristol City 2, across to the back post, and Lasogga was there to push it home. It's Leeds United 1, Bristol City 2.
Thank you very much indeed, Robin. She'll continue to keep you in touch. 606 on the way, 08085 909 693. If you're leaving Spotland right now, Rochdale fans, Chris Waddle and Kelly Cates are on the other end of the line. 08085 909 693. All today's results for you. Rochdale 2, Tottenham Hotspur 2 here at a tumultuous Spotland. Norwich City 1, Ipswich Town 1, Blackpool 1, Peterborough 1. It finished in League One. In the Scottish Premiership, Hamilton 3, Rangers 5, and Celtic 0, St Johnstone 0. Victory for Wasps in the Aviva Premiership, and for Treviso against Dragons in the Pro 14. Five Live Sport returns tomorrow night. Will there be more FA Cup drama? Wigan against Manchester City. Mark Chapman presents from the DW Stadium. That's also live on BBC One. And Champions League last 16 continuing this week. Chelsea Barcelona on Tuesday. Seville against Manchester United on Wednesday. Well, we leave you now from Spotland in this mill town of Rochdale, such a famous textile history. What an FA Cup story they continue to spin. 6:06 next after the latest BBC News.
On digital, online, smartphone and tablet. This is BBC 5 Live.
The family of the murdered MP, Jo Cox, say they'll support her husband after his resignation from two organisations set up in her name. Brendan Cox has admitted inappropriate behaviour towards some women when he worked at Save the Children 3 years ago. 66 people are thought to have died in a passenger plane crash in Iran's Zagros Mountains. Emergency services are still searching for the wreckage. Amir Paivar is our Persian correspondent.
We know the weather condition in that area is severely bad, but also the plane had a history of technical faults. It was grounded for 7 years because of technical problems, commissioned only recently again, but under 20 days ago, on the same route, it had to come back to the capital again because of a technical problem.
A 2-year-old boy and a woman have been killed in a car accident in Warwickshire. Police say a blue Nissan collided with a lorry as they came off the M6 near Rugby. Driving instructors are being warned that if they have a sexual relationship with a young student, it will now be seen as exploitation. The Driver and Vehicle Standards Agency says if there's sexual behaviour involved with 16 or 17-year-olds, even if it's consensual, instructors could face being punished. The Home Office is refusing to grant a licence for a 6-year-old boy with severe epilepsy to be treated with cannabis oil. Alfie Dingley's family took him to the Netherlands to try the drug and say it did improve his condition. The Conservative MP Crispin Blunt chairs the all-party parliamentary group on drug policy reform.
In the UK, he's going to have to go to hospital 150 times a year, at huge expense to the NHS. And in the Netherlands, those occasions are reduced about 1/10 of that. It's really rather straightforward what we ought to be doing in these circumstances. We need to find a way to get an exceptional use for Alfie Dingley, and we need a proper examination of medical cannabis overall in the UK.
2 people have been hurt in an avalanche in Switzerland in the Col de Fenestral area. It was initially thought 8 others had been in the path of the avalanche, but they were found to be safe shortly afterwards. And some of the biggest names in British film are beginning to arrive for this year's BAFTA Awards in London. Several are dressing in black to show support for the Me Too and Time's Up campaigns against sexual harassment.
Get more with 5 Live podcasts.
Why not check out our new BBC 5 Live podcast, Fit and Fearless?
We're all about moving more, feeling great, and as 3 personal trainers, we have some tips to share and myths to bust.
People aren't going to remember you for your weight.
Do you know what? I saw this good little meme that my friend made recently. Quote, she had a great six-pack and a great bum. Said no one at anyone's funeral ever.
Hashtag Fit and Fearless.
I'm Tally.
I'm Zana.
I'm Vic. And we are from Girl Games. Fit and Fearless.
Download and subscribe now.
Are you ready to have your say in the UK's biggest football debate? Your teams, your views. Get ready. This is 606 on BBC 5 Live.
Good evening, welcome along to 606. Chris Waddle is in for Ian Wright this evening. Chris, what a game to be reflecting on. Rochdale's 2-2 draw against Spurs, a late equaliser.